Makeup, hair, good. All right.
It says we're live.
I think we're live.
Okay.
We appear to be live.
All right.
Go ahead.
My
Cue.
turn?
Yeah, your turn.
Cue intro.
Cue.
All right. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Northwest Brewmeister. Two guys in the Pacific Northwest who like beer.
I think you should too.
That's right. I am Jamie.
Steve.
Yes. All right. Intro done. Good.
All right.
That's nice. That was well. So we are the most professional broadcast this side of the Columbia River. Thank you very much. Which is why right now, while Steve stalls, I'm going to share on camera.
Stalling. I'm not stalling.
You're not stalling? You're going to stall in a minute. Do you have your recipe?
Oh, that kind of stalling.
Yeah,
Yes.
just stall while I
Just
do
stall.
technical things that
I do. My recipe
our
is.
production team should do.
I'm finally embracing technology, and my recipe
Oh, you
is
put it on your phone?
Well,
What?
yeah, been on my phone.
All
Actually.
right, so let's stop right now because this is a crazy day.
It is.
Number one, craziest number one. I'm brewing the IPA, and you're brewing the extra special bitter.
Extra special English.
English
special.
English.
I don't know. I don't know what the difference is, honestly. I should look that up. I've heard it said both ways: extra special bitter and English special bitter.
Well,
We'll just say special bitter for short.
yes, special bitter. There's an E in the front.
Yeah.
E period special bitter. We don't know what the E stands for.
Now, for anybody who's had the Red Hook ESB, which I believe is extra special bitter,
I think they say yeah.
but mine is not a clone of that. This is my own. This is my own recipe that I've been working with. I've actually done this one before, but I made some changes to the current bill. So
Right. And I am brewing an Ambrosia IPA from our supplier, Northwest Brew Supply, because I don't know. I saw it in their newsletter. Which, by the way, we're adding a new segment to the show today, which is the hot break.
we're gonna break hot stuff.
Yeah, hot break by Ben.
By Ben.
By Ben, because Ben's not actually here.
No, but he writes the hot break.
He writes the hot break, so it's with Ben, by Ben. But seriously, actually, so there's lots of newsletters because anytime you sign up for anything, they send you your newsletter.
Sure.
Sometimes I'm polite and like, sure, send me your newsletter. This newsletter is actually worth reading.
It's definitely worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. They have cool things, and sometimes they throw out a recipe. And so I said, hey, I want to brew that. So there we go.
Well, that's how I brewed their white IPA was through their newsletter. It's like, ooh, I want to try that. You know?
Right, and so that's what we're doing. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do an Ambrosia IPA. And the real crazy thing is usually I'm techno boy. I hate paper. Can't stand it. It's not that I don't like paper. It's that I lose paper. That's the problem. I don't lose things on my phone or on my computer or on my iPad. I mean, I kind of lose them, but I can type in the search string. And I just got to remember most of the title. And then I pick from the 5 things, and there it is. With paper, I go through all the junk mail in the house, and 4 hours later, I still haven't found it. I've invented new foul language, and I just go drink a beer.
Colorful metaphors, huh?
Yes, colorful metaphors.
I just remembered something. Aim and flame.
I have one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
So now it's time. It's kind of early, but now it's time for that segment of the show we like to call Steve Alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Where Steve
and
is
one of
alone.
us ends up going off camera for something because we forgot something.
Always.
But you know what? That's what makes us real because we're just a couple guys that like beer and we forget things every now and then. So it is what it is, right? Excuse me for a moment. Oh, by the way, we are drinking the Red Tide, kind of like an Irish red style from our Brew Supply guys. It's one of their recipes. And I think this is the 3rd time I've made this recipe. You're going first, actually.
Oh, that's right.
This is the 3rd time I've made this recipe. So it's enjoyable. It's not, I can't remember all the specifics of it. It's not too strong. I want to say it's like a 4.7, maybe a 5. I can't remember if it's over 5 or ABV, but it's nice, enjoyable beer. So kind of coppery, kind of a coppery dark. I know you can't really see much from here, but it's yummy. So I'm going to go over my recipe then.
Yeah, go over your recipe while I get this shared out and make sure that the audio is working.
All right,
of course,
so
we never do these tests.
no, of course not.
Yeah, let's do everything live. Why? Because you're an idiot.
So ESB, I'm going to use 6.6 pounds of light malt extract, specifically the Breeze Golden Light. I have this is one of my additives I'm doing differently than my last time, is I'm adding a pound of dry malt extract, of light extract. I'm using 3/4 pound of Crystal. I think I said 120 this time. Last time I used 160, so the beer was a lot darker. So 3/4 pounds of Crystal 120, a 1/4 pound of roast barley, and this time I'm adding 4 ounces of melanoidin and 4 ounces of golden naked oats. And that's to kind of build up a little more mouthfeel into it, give it a little more body. Because the last time I made this, it came out very, very light. And that's why I added the extra pound of dry malt, as well as these other steeping grains. To give it, just give it some more character. Another aspect of it was the ABV was really low on it. I mean, like ridiculously low, like 3%. I was like, man, that is something. I didn't do something right. I didn't either use enough sugar or I didn't. Maybe I used the wrong yeast. Anyway, moving on. So my bittering hops are an ounce of Challenger going at the 60-minute point of the boil, and then I'm going to put ½ ounce of Fuggle at 30 minutes, and then the other ½ ounce of Fuggle at the flame out. And my yeast this time is actually, I have London Ale on here, but they were out. Our supplier was out of London Ale at the time, so I'm substituting with. I can't remember what I used. I'll write this down. Northwest Ale yeast, which I've used before in other recipes. That's why I chose it, because I have some experience with it. I better note that now before I forget. Northwest Ale yeast. All right. Ooh, excuse me. So apparently the last time I brewed this was on October 10th of 2021. So yeah, it's been a while. All right, and that's it. That's my ESB recipe. Kind of basic, which is fine. I'm not trying to make it all complex or try to get to the fringes of what an ESB is, which you and I seem to experience a lot with these IPAs out there. It's just like, oh, here's our new IPA, which is just like, I'm not sure it's an IPA anymore.
Yeah, it's like you have left IPA dumb. It's not quite an IPA. All right, so let's go on and move on to the Ambrosia IPA. So it's a session IPA. If we can use the word salad in the loosest sense in an Ambrosia salad, then by extension, the Ambrosia Session IPA should be, at the very least, good for you. Well, of course. I mean, that's like a no-brainer. A soft mouthfeel, hints of orange, stone fruit, and coconut, perfect for a late summer sipper. OG 1.052, final gravity 1.013, ABV about 5%, and IBUs 40. So it's not going to be too insane over the top hoppy, but it'll be good. So the kit inventory, we've got ½ a pound of Breeze Crystal 10 and then ½ a pound of Carapils. That is the grain bill for the steeping grains. After that, our extracts, we're going to use 3.3 pounds of Pilsen liquid malt and then 3.3 pounds of Bavarian wheat liquid malt. And all our malts are sitting over there in the sun getting nice and pourable, so they're not like...
Right. These are kind of like syrup when they come out of the can.
Like molasses.
Yeah.
Or
and
syrup.
So
Syrup, yeah.
We like to warm them up. In this case, we're using the sun, but when it's colder, we tend to put them in a sink of hot water, and that way they pour so much more smoothly out of there. Because sometimes they don't come out very well, especially in the colder months.
Yeah, it takes a while. All right, so the hops, there's a lot of hops in it. So ½ an ounce of Chinook at 60 minutes, 1 ounce of Zamba at 10 minutes, ½ an ounce of Mandarina Bavaria at 5 minutes, and then 1 ounce of Sabro Cryo.
I've used those before.
Which is a dry hop.
Yeah.
And then the yeast is 1056 American Ale 2, which likes to ferment from 60 to 72. I have to go adjust the kegerator at some point here. All right. So a lot of this, of course, is just boilerplate. Activate the yeast,
right.
Smack the pack, make your yeast culture, make your starter, whatever you do, get your yeast going. Start with 3 gallons already in there. Steep the bag of grains between 150 and 160 for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, remove the grain bag, discard. Do not squeeze. Add all the extracts to the kettle. Do your best to fully dissolve them before applying direct heat. You now have wort, unfermented beer. Bring your wort to a bill, or to a boil.
A bill, huh? Okay.
A bill. It's I got nothing. I should have said boil. All right. Okay. So right at the 60-minute mark, we add the ½ ounce of Chinook. Set the timer for 60 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, we add the Zamba. At the 5-minute mark, we add the ½ ounce of Mandarin Bavaria. And then we do our boil, cool as quickly as possible. Fill the primary with 2 gallons of cold water. Add the wort, get it to the proper thing. Add the yeast, put your airlock in, and let it go. All right. Transfer the beer by siphoning to a 5-gallon secondary fermenter. At this point, add the Sabro Cryo hops to the fermenter. So we're going to dry hop in the secondary. That's what I'm
Right.
making here.
Yeah, that's when I've done it with
Yep.
my IPAs as well.
Allow your beer to finish fermenting and absorb the fresh, dry hopping aroma about 1 to 2 weeks. And then if you're bottling. If not, throw it in the keg. Put the
Boom.
pressure on it. Condition the beer.
So you're not
Bam.
even gonna rack it, right? You're gonna go straight from primary to keg, like
No,
I did with
no.
my white, with it's not my white. They're white IPA, but the white IPA that I brewed, I went right from primary to keg.
No, this one says go to a secondary.
Okay, you probably read it. I just
Yeah.
brain spaced it there.
Yep. Go to a secondary and then add the Sabro Cryo hops.
Okay, yeah, duh, because in secondary. Oh, yeah, my brain was really just momentary lapse of reason there.
I am definitely going to have to keep this close by.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it memorized, so it is what it is.
Sure, it happens.
In any case, so there's our beers. I
You
guess.
should really get your fire going, man.
Yeah.
That way I can get my fire going when yours is at the right temperature.
9 years later, they finished the beer. All right. So that's doing its thing. Spin you around so I can read you. Grab my grains and my spoon. Did you bring my spoon with here, or did?
No,
Nope.
it's on the
Stay
counter.
inside.
All right, I will fly solo one more time. You know what?
Steve-o!
It's my turn because usually I'm the one doing that to Jamie. So I guess I'll just have to learn how to entertain, even though there's nobody watching us right now.
That's okay.
Even the bots haven't showed up, man.
That's all right, man.
Yeah.
It's all right. Somebody will show up
Oh, no,
eventually.
it's fine. We did get a late start, so
Yeah, we got a late start.
I mean, over in England, it's already like what,
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock? Yeah.
Oh, wait. Closer to midnight. Closer to midnight.
Well, it's just past 4, so I think what are they? 8 hours, 7 hours ahead of us? 8.
8 ahead.
And it's Sunday night, so I imagine those folks have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know.
However, there's a guy in Florida.
Yeah.
I know that Down with the Thickness, also known as Bill,
Yep.
he's going to try and pop on and view, but
Riley said she would pop on.
he has to. He's got to help his mother move, so
Oh, okay.
He'll
be busy.
That's a pretty good excuse.
Yeah, I'd say it's forgivable. It's like,
We'll let you slide this time, Bill. By the way, just to be kind to Bill, for those viewers out there, Bill also has a YouTube channel. Now, we do streaming, obviously. We don't edit these. We leave them up. Maybe
yeah, that's why you see the.
Maybe we should edit them sometimes when we, go off or rant
or just have bad moments like last time with the water, and so I was like, oh.
No, that was comedy gold, man.
Not for me.
I know you were not. I'm sorry. But now looking back, 2 weeks later.
In retrospect, sure, it was comedy. But Nathan, who was watching at the time, made a good point. It's like, or maybe Bill, I can't remember who said it, but it's just like, it just shows that you guys are real. That it's not always a perfect process. Things happen.
It's never a perfect process.
Yeah, things happen. There can go wrong when you're doing brewing.
We should video the pre-show activities.
Oh, jeez. Now that would be comedy relief, man.
Yes.
These guys ever gonna get their crap together?
Talk to Insane Frenzy. What this? I forgot this. Where is this? Oh, I forgot this
no.
over here. It's too late now. Yeah. Anyhow, okay, so here we go.
Degrees already. Oh, yeah. Got fire on my water.
We're gonna start.
Hey, we'll let you in.
Yeah.
Some kind of creature. That's right.
Little no-see-em that you could actually see.
Yeah, it's fine. It's gonna be boiled.
So, anyways, there we go. Thus we start.
Yeah.
Turn it up a little bit. You get up to temp.
We actually have a nice breeze. Last time, I almost said yesterday, last brew day, it was very hot. A couple of things were going on. Jamie had to use extra tarps to kind of block the sun from the back of the computer.
Yeah, we're using the laptop computer as one of the cameras.
Right.
We actually do have 2 cameras today, by the way. So when we go to transfer to show you the pots, it'll actually work.
Then you did set up a virtual camera, right?
I did,
okay.
And we're using the OBS virtual camera.
Okay. I remember last time we tried to do it, and you were like, "Oh no, I forgot to do a virtual camera."
Yeah, so it just I pressed the button and nothing happened.
Well, no, the camera switched, but I don't think it was broadcast.
But it didn't switch to YouTube. YouTube was using the
still
laptop.
using the main camera. Yeah.
So they just got a shot of my pocket and my butt because I was standing right in front of it. It was more disaster.
Is this thing on?
Are you working?
Are you on? Meanwhile, anybody watching is like, "Oh God, stop it!
Stop it! No!
Back up, man!"
So, bribery.
Bribery.
Yeah, I was listening.
Punishable in some states.
It is. Like if you bribe your children.
Well, I think most parents bribe their children,
Right.
like candy and privileges if they do something or don't do something. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I was listening to 92.1, which is a Canadian station. It's one of the CBCs, but they were talking about some cellist from Argentina.
Okay.
And they lived somewhere in the Tapas region, some small town, and her father would haul her like.
I was getting my timer ready.
800 kilometers to this cello lesson, and I don't know how. Maybe it was once every 2 weeks, maybe it was once a week. But there was a McDonald's in the big city, and she wanted to go to the McDonald's, and for some reason her parents were dead set against it. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have a lot of money, or maybe they were extreme nationalists and wouldn't use the American corporation, or I don't know. Maybe they had a religious thing against bad fast food.
Right.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But in any case, they broke down, and finally they said, look, if you have a really good lesson, we'll go to McDonald's. And then the announcer said, some people would call that bribery, or maybe you could call it incentivization.
That's reward, yeah. If you have a good lesson, we'll go to McDonald's. Right, that's a reward.
That's just life, man.
Or like you said, incentivization, yeah.
If you work all 8 hours, I'll pay you. If you work hard, I'll give you a raise.
No, bribery would be like, here's a McDonald's cheeseburger. Have a good lesson,
Yeah, it would be
more
when that
comes. Yeah, it'll be more after that if you have a good lesson. Yeah.
And usually it's to get someone to do something untoward.
Right. They wouldn't. Right. They wouldn't normally do. It's like, I'm gonna do this cello lesson anyway. How are you bribing me?
Yeah, but I incentivize my kids all the time.
Oh yeah.
Not so much now because they're both adults and they have jobs, so to speak, and so
sure.
I don't need to as much. But still, for special work that's outside of the realm of chores.
Yeah, I pay my children when they do things outside their normal chores.
Yeah. Do you want ice cream? Do you want this?
Especially when they're not told to do it, or like, hey, if you do this, I'll pay you. It's more like, hey, Dad, I took care of this. It's like, oh, really? That was good. Here's some money. Yeah.
I also do negative incentivization, which is when you say, if you want this, if you don't want me to take it away, you will do this.
Oh yeah, I've done.
Here's a privilege that you enjoy all the time, but
right,
it can go away.
Well, I have a system with my daughter for her keep her grades up in school, and she does well. Thankfully, I'm glad she's doing so well. Where for every A she gets a certain amount of money. For every B, it's a little less than the A. For every C, she doesn't get any money. For every D, she gives me some money. If she gets an F, she gives me a lot more money.
Ooh, nice.
Equivalent to what the A is. They reciprocate.
Oh wow. So, I would make the F like double the A. So
that's true, huh?
I'm draconian.
No, she's never had to pay me any money. So she's always taking my money. That's what I'm saying. I'm grateful that she does well in school. I'd rather pay her to do well than her not to do well.
Right. Well, yeah, absolutely. Up to 120. Well, not quite yet. Getting towards 120.
His pot just goes so much faster than mine. But we've already talked about it. It's because you're closer to the flame. I mean, I have a good gap between base of my pot and the flame.
That must be it.
So probably waste a lot of BTUs at that as well.
Well, yeah, but you're always wasting BTUs.
True. Yeah.
So what else? We had a good night last night. We worked on our upcoming EP, which we haven't got a name for the whole EP, but we've got a name for the single that's almost done, which is called Drink 'Em All. It's good. Worked on vocals. Discovered Steve is pretty much Pavarotti.
No.
No, dude, you're amazing. I can't insult you on cameras. You have to do the self-deprecating thing.
Oh, yeah,
And then-
I am not a vocalist.
See, yes, he is. This is not working.
This is almost condescending, man.
No, it's just. But we
No,
did.
All
and-
jokes aside, yeah, I'm not a singer, and so. But the good thing is the parts I'm singing don't need to be perfect. They can be off pitch a little bit. They can even sound a little funny because it's going to get mixed in with the crowd style voice. So, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be great. Still waiting on the bagpipe part, which we might. If any of you want to do a bagpipe part pro bono, hit us up in the comments either now or on the replay.
Well, I'll
No.
talk to my work friend.
Talk to your guy. I think
his
my
buddy can
bagpipe
help
player,
us.
he's just he's got young kids, he's got his own
Busy,
life thing,
yeah.
he just can't do it. It's one of those things where he probably should have said no. He's like, I would like to, but I can't.
Right, at least acknowledge and say, hey, can't do it, man.
Yeah.
Because
And
now
I'm
we're waiting,
And I'm not faulting him for it because I've done that before. Yeah, I'll do this, and then I find myself at 2:00 in the night trying to do something that I said I'd do, and I should have said no.
Right, I should have said
can't.
no, yeah.
I've gotten much better at saying no. I can't do this.
Right.
It's just I don't have any more life left to give you. Everything is filled.
Yeah, there's
But
no
although
such thing as a hobby with this, man.
no hobbies. We don't do hobbies. Everything is
like what we do.
yes. This is what I do.
Other people might say, "Oh, that's a nice hobby." It's like, no, it's not a hobby. This is a lifestyle for me, man.
We sacrifice health and wealth for this.
Oh, you guys have a nice beer brewing hobby. Oh no, don't call it a hobby.
No. It's not a hobby. This defines us. It's part of what we do. Actually, though, I do think I now I could be wrong, but
Just saying.
what the heck?
What?
Have another, you lush, but not yet. Wait for me.
Yeah.
What? You've been doing Steve alone, and how is it? How?
Probably because I was doing Steve alone.
Mm.
I was drinking while you were taking care of business. Yeah. That's right. When you get done with that, I'll go in and film because I have to do something else while I'm in there, and then
All right.
you can do the solo work for a moment after you finish yours.
We'll do Jamey alone. Jamey alone.
All right.
Turn this on and do. Well, actually, we don't need to. We'll wait until we see a comment pop up there. Then we'll
Right.
Save the iPad battery. I think my iPad battery is dying. My computer battery is dead. That thing
Oh, when
has
it
to be-
charge.
Oh, it'll charge. It'll last about 25, 30 minutes, depending on what I'm
Yeah.
doing. If I'm doing light stuff, like nothing with like this would kill it.
Oh yeah, anything
Bam.
with graphics intensities.
Just with all the processing for the video and the
Yeah,
streaming and the Wi-Fi all at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Excuse
older laptop I have that I let Riley use. I bought this thing in like 2014, so it's old, man.
Well, what we're on is a mid 2012.
Yeah, the battery does not stay charged. And that's normal. Those batteries only charge so many times before they just stop.
Yeah, they just
The
won't
components
take a
inside the
charge
battery
anymore.
just don't. Yeah, they don't. They just stop doing what they do.
I do have to get a new laptop. That is true. But
Yeah, I was looking at them the other day at the exchange. The MacBook Pros. They don't have. Apparently, the only M2 out is the new MacBook Pro 13 inches. The only M2 MacBook Pros. So,
what happened? Didn't the M1 just come out though?
no, it's been out longer than you might think. It's been out for a while.
Like 3 years?
I don't think it's about 3 years. I think 2 years.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, the only M2 is the 13-inch MacBook Pro, which is pretty small. And then there's a 14-inch MacBook Pro, but they don't have the M2 in it yet. And then there's of course the 16-inch MacBook Pro. These are all just M1s. All the old Intel Macs are no longer even available through Apple's website. It's all
Right.
If you want an Intel-based Mac, you're gonna have to go to like Best Buy and get an old model, or probably go on eBay or something.
Yeah, you might be able to get a refurbished one through Mac and pay like double new computer prices for a
Maybe.
used computer.
But I don't know. I'm not like a Apple fanboy, but the performance of the M1 is, I can't deny, it's pretty fast,
Pretty
man.
awesome.
How
about all the software companies? Are they keeping up? Is the architecture okay?
now it's a lot better than it was. I mean, that was a problem. It's like a lot of people criticize Apple for doing it too soon. It's like, you guys are going exclusive on this too soon, because there's very little software other than Apple software that's going to run on this M1, you know. But there's an app for that, no pun intended. It's called Rosetta, and it creates an application layer in the system to where it'll translate Intel based software that was written for Mac OS to run on the M1. Performance wise, I don't know much about it because every time I ask me if I want to use it, I say no. Are you ready?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Every time they ask me if I want to install it, I say no.
I got chatting and
I'm not
right at 150.
Even though I enjoy my Mac, it's not my daily driver right now. Not anymore. My old one was.
Right.
That old one was that's no longer operable. Come on. Why are you not?
It's like a torch one. Get it going.
Oh.
And then...
Okay, that's probably why.
Yeah. There you go.
I kept thinking it was just gonna be a standard.
That rotten egg smell, so tasty.
Boom!
It's like, that was not supposed to happen.
So back to what I was saying was I none of the software I use on my Mac right now, which is very minimal. It's not my daily driver at the moment. Requires that translation layer to. It's all M1 native software, you know. But there's not a lot I'm doing with it. I mean, I do some coding on it, and my IDEs I use on it are already M1 capable. Which of course Xcode is Apple's.
Yeah, so
Apple's one. But I don't just use Xcode. I use some JetBrains products. One is called
JetBrains.
Yeah, same with the company JetBrains. They're very good IDE makers, man. They make the one that they're like their flagship software is called IntelliJ. It was a Java IDE, integrated development environment for non-techies out there. And they expanded their suite of software beyond just Java, but that was like the original flagship software suite. But anyway, I also use a program called WebStorm, which is by JetBrains. It's for JavaScript, for writing JavaScript-based applications, and it's freaking wonderful. So
nice.
But again, I didn't have to do the translation layer; it was already ready, you know. And that was back when M1 was brand new. I bought that Mac. It's a MacBook Air, by the way. That MacBook Air I bought when M1 was still in its infancy, you know. And if I do music on it, which I have not done yet, I would use Logic Pro, which is going to be already M1 compatible, you know, ready for M1. All right, so you have an empty beer. I have an empty beer. Let me rectify that.
All right.
And I shall return.
I think this is an excellent time.
But to finish your question, a lot of the software vendors out there are on board now. I can't attest to exactly who or how many, but based off what I've read and the podcasts I listen to that are the tech podcasts, it's a little more ubiquitous now than it was.
Well, that's always the problem when new technology comes out. It's like, wow, it's amazing, and nothing I use works with it. It's great. Yeah. All right, I think now is a great time for the Hot Break by Ben. All I got to do is find it. It was in my email, but I think I downloaded my email. So that might be a problem. But I didn't delete it. Oh, wait, here it is. Hey, right here. The Hot Break, Volume 3, Issue 8, August 1st, 2022. And it says, "Hi, Jamey." These guys know me by name. They're so nice. I love these guys. All right, now let's get serious. So this really is cool. And you know what? Maybe you should subscribe. We'll figure out some point, figure out how to share that with you so that you can subscribe. So let's go. This month, we have a new beer kit for the seasonal release. We are calling the Ambrosia Session IPA. Hold on. I'm just going to turn the flame off. I'm creeping up above 160, and that's not good. All right, let's try again. This month, we have a new beer kit for the seasonal release. We are calling the Ambrosia Session IPA. Hints of orange and pineapple, and you will understand the name. With YE's third quarter private collection all about session beers, we thought you, that would be us, should get to enjoy one too. We wrote about session beers a while back and could put a link to it, but sadly we can't find it today. So here's a paraphrased version. Boy, this newsletter sounds like my broadcast. All right. The challenge in a session beer is balancing flavors. But unlike most other beers, we now have to balance the beer with even fewer elements. The more ingredients and bold flavors, the easier it is. A session beer, however, has just a little less of everything. If you imagine that a longer board is easier to balance than a short one, you're on the right track. We'll pause there because this is something that I never thought about, is the fact that, well, let's keep going and then I'll give my comments. Turning down the ABV means less sugar. Simple enough, but at a cost. Hop utilization is dependent on sugar volume. And I never considered this. I always considered yeast to sugars, right? Because the yeast want the sugars to eat, and the less sugars there are, the less there is for the yeast to eat. And therefore, the less alcohol is going to be in your beer. And also, the yeast are going to put out less of the little flavors that the yeast put out, right? But I never considered how hop additions and hop utilization is dependent on sugar. So we'll start this paragraph again. Turning down the ABV means less sugar. Simple enough, but at a cost. Hop utilization is dependent on sugar volume. Remember when we started out doing a partial volume boil? Yeah, do you remember that? I don't remember that.
We did?
We're bad brewers. I'm ashamed. Anyways, we had a lower hop utilization in those beers since we had 100% of the sugar in 50% of the water. Likewise, you will see higher hopping rates in imperial strength beers. In a session beer, we need to adjust our hop rate as our utilization will increase in the lower gravity wort. You should expect more from your hop addition and you'll be fine. All right.
It'll be fine.
Now, the next challenge will be the body and mouthfeel. With less sugar overall, we also have fewer dextrins to give the mouthfeel we are after. And that one made that one I understand completely. The dextrins and the non-fermentable sugars and things like that,
Right.
that give that mouthfeel, whether you're going for a real crisp lager-like or a real heavy ale with like almost chew thing. I get that one. That one understands. So with less sugar overall, we have fewer dextrins to give the mouthfeel we are after. It is too easy to end up with a watery, lackluster beer. Unless you are trying a Coors Light clone. Why? It's right here. Why? I don't know.
It's for training.
Right. Increase your mash temperature and consider a dextrin malt in your grain bill. Okay. All right. Yeast choice can help us manage the balancing act as well. Lower attenuating yeast can benefit our cause by leaving a little sugar on their plate. Check out the Y Yeast private
I like the
collection
wording,
below.
benefit our cause. That was cool. I thought it was kind of clever.
It is a cause.
A cause, you know.
I get it.
Benefit our cause. For the cause. Wait, I shouldn't say that.
Check out the Y Yeast private collection below for some inspiration. And if you were receiving this newsletter, you could do that. And maybe you are.
Maybe you are.
But you probably aren't.
Or they're not receiving it vicariously through us.
Yes, because I'm reading it to you. Because it's a worthwhile read.
It is.
And this is going to be a new segment of Ride for the Tin.
Right.
We are going to read the hot break. Because it's
now, again, we'll just clarify, these are not our words. These are the words of Ben.
Right, because boy, howdy, do we need to be careful about getting in trouble. Oh, you're giving credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about liability.
No, I'm giving credit where credit is due. We're just reiterating,
There's something wrong with the world, Steve, where I automatically go to liability.
Something wrong with the world today. Anyway.
Opinions are not necessarily the opinions of the show and belong solely to the... Yeah, okay.
No, I wasn't doing a liability thing.
Right.
I was just giving Ben credit.
Yeah, I gave Ben credit. This is by Ben from Northwest Brew Supply, and this is good stuff.
By Ben, but it's from the store.
Right.
It represents the store.
It represents the store.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're saying is we didn't write this.
Right.
We didn't pay for it. We're just giving it to you because you should know it. I've lost my paragraph.
That's my fault.
Let's start with yeast choice. Yeast choice can help us manage the balancing act as well. Lower attenuating yeast can benefit our cause by leaving a little sugar on their plate. Check out the Y Yeast private collection below for some inspiration. All right, so that's interesting. And I think what that's referring to is the fact that the hop schedule is the hop utilization is dependent Schedule. We do have some British viewers,
We
so
do.
we could say things like schedule.
I think we're making fun of them though, but which wouldn't be the case.
Oh no, we are making fun of them. Do you know why?
Because they're your friends.
Yeah, and they make fun of us.
True.
Trust me.
Oh, you're like, trust me, they do.
All's fair. All's fair, you Brits. Fire right back at you. Okay, anyhow, where are we? Yeast can help us manage. I've read that 3 times. Leaving a little sugar on their plate, and that refers back to the whole thing that hop utilization is sugar dependent. And so check out the Y yeast collection below for some inspiration. An often overlooked flavor element to consider is carbonation. You should be off. You are off.
I was like, everything okay?
Well, I'm just sitting at like 162.
That was not a smooth transition. That was almost like a clock.
Oh, it popped.
Yeah, it popped, yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. So, carbing. We don't often think about it in flavor terms, but there is a slight sourness from carbon dioxide, which is absolutely true. You know, carbon dioxide actually adds acidity to things, to water and things. So like even carbonated water, no sugar or soda or anything, just adding the carbonation increases the acidity, you know, on the pH scale. So that makes it lower, right? It goes from 7 to like 6. Lower numbers are acidic, higher numbers are basic, right?
Or caustics.
Caustics, alkydes.
Yeah.
But bases. You got acids and bases.
Yeah.
What this has to do with the newsletter, I don't know.
High school chemistry again, man.
It's important. You should. You kids who are in school and watching this broadcast, which bravo to you.
You say, why would they be watching this broadcast if they're in school? College kids. There we go.
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of. And then I was going to tell them to focus on their chemistry studies.
Right.
I'm going back to the newsletter.
And don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Stay in school. An often overlooked flavor element to consider is carbonation. We don't think about it in flavor terms, but there is a slight sourness from carbon dioxide. In actuality, here's something interesting. The taste cells in your tongue, so your taste buds, convert the CO2 into a format that the sour sensitive cells can detect. It's an evolutionary adaptation that may have helped us avoid spoiled foods. Okay. These days, we have evolved our taste to enjoy these fermented creations. So now we like spoiled foods. Great.
Well, you know,
is that progress?
There are examples of that, man.
Like kimchi.
Like kimchi, yeah. That's
balut.
Spoiled and balut, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about balut in a minute, just because there might be some people that don't know what it is.
Stand by.
But not now. We got to finish this. All right. Where was I? Evolutionary adaptation that may have helped us avoid spoiled foods. These days, we have evolved our taste to enjoy these fermented creations. In our session beer, we can turn the dial up to 11 on the carbonation and not only tickle your tongue with all the bubbles, but bring out another layer of flavor. Don't be afraid, friends. Session beer is not a dirty word. With the shortened
I shall flog myself.
With the shortened summer still heating up, sit back and enjoy a cold one. Or 4.
Yes, sir.
Ben's my man.
You don't have to tell us twice.
Let's see.
I think a lot of that's about. I think the rest is about wine. A lot of the wine stuff they carry.
Well, you know, here's something.
Processes for winemaking.
Here's something we were talking about earlier. So here's the recipe for the ambrosia.
Ah, okay. Is that a graphic label? They make a label for it? Or...
right there.
Ambrosia.
We could show.
Oh, it's like the salad.
Yeah, see, ambrosia salad is good for you.
Because I remember having ambrosia salad at Thanksgiving as I was growing up.
It was just fruit salad, right?
Yeah, but it was mixed with some kind of sweet white substance.
Yeah, and coconut.
Coconut, yeah.
Stuff. Soft mouthfeel and hints of orange, stone fruit, and coconut. All right, we need to pause right here. Time out. This is not for our viewers. This is for the beer industry, the craft beer industry. Stone fruit. You can't use that as a flavor.
It's a little ambiguous.
Yeah, you got peaches, you got cherries, you got choke cherries, you got nectarines, and these things don't taste like each other. Cherries do not taste like a peach. Stone fruit is broad. Mangoes are stone fruit. Tastes nothing like a peach. Nothing. Not at all. A mango is a mango. So, please, can we be a little more precise? Barnyard.
I was about to say, it's like that description we've read before where they've described barnyard flavors.
Green apple, pumpkin, or barnyard. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Barnyard. Do you know what a barnyard tastes like?
I do not.
I do not. Neither do I. I mean, it's not like you go outside.
I know what they smell like sometimes, but I don't know what
obviously
they taste
cows have been in this barnyard. No, no. I mean, like, I may have come off a horse a time or two in a barnyard and like hit the dirt, but I kept my mouth closed.
Right.
Because I didn't want to taste it.
No.
So I don't. How could you? We might have made a barnyard beer, and we'll never know.
We'll never know
because we don't actually know what barnyard tastes like. I think I'm actually gonna have to drop this down.
I know. It's like you're not quite getting all your brains in there.
It's not submerged all the way. All right.
You have such a tall pot, though.
I know. I need.
You get a torch. We'll cut that thing down. What?
No.
He's doing what I had to do on my last brew day. I actually just had to submerge the whole muslin sack in there and just let it sit at the bottom and then scoop it up with my spoon.
I don't have any flame going on, anyways, because I kind of
you got a little too hot.
Bit, so.
Yeah, I'm getting close. I'm at almost 140. My goal, I like to aim for 70 Celsius. Yes, I know I'm using the non-typical scale in the United States, but 70 Celsius is about 158 degrees or so, give or take. I don't know the exact conversion in my head. 156 degrees, I don't know, but it's like that target temperature is what I like to use. And it's easier to read on my gauge as well.
Oh.
I can see it and go up. If I'm about at 70, then I'm at the target temperature that I go for. I try to keep it right about 155, 156,
Well, I'm below 160, so
that's good. Yeah.
All right. So, there was something else here. Okay, so this is a sales thing, obviously, which is okay. Obviously, your newsletter is going to try and sell things. We don't mind that.
Well,
but this is that introducing the Super Sucker transfer pump.
Oh, that's what I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant to ask him about that when we were at the store.
Well,
and I forgot all about it.
Let's read here. Transfer beer or wine between vessels without the hassle of starting a siphon. Place your receiving vessels side by side or even above the transferring vessel. You can go from down to up.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at that.
Excuse me.
I'll probably just still keep the same setup we always do. But just
perfect for transferring between primary or secondary fermenter or from the fermenter to bottling bucket or keg. Or maybe you could leave your primary in the basement and run a hose all the way upstairs and pump it into the kitchen.
You could. If that has enough suction power.
No, the problem is you're going to have like half a gallon of
the line
all the way up there.
Yeah.
Just being stupid now, but still.
No, I know.
So
the idea is cool.
And this is the part. Eliminate excess oxygen exposure caused by hand pumping or blowing into a carboy hood to start a siphon. I don't know who blows into a carboy hood. I mean,
maybe they're talking about people that didn't have the auto siphons like we use. At least the hand motions with it,
The Super Sucker transfer pump is the quickest, most hassle-free solution to moving beer or wine between vessels. Rack from primary to secondary or carboy to keg without excess oxygen exposure. Run the transfer tube from a racking cane to the pump and then to your receiving vessel. Flip the switch. Boom. And let Super Sucker do the work while you kick back and enjoy a cold beverage.
Yeah, when I read that little thing there, I was like, man, that.
With the Super Sucker, you don't need. That's your whistling.
My gas is whistling again.
Your whistling thing.
That's so weird.
So with the Super Sucker, you don't need various things.
I'm getting real close to the tip as well. All right, I guess I should get my stuff ready. Yeah, I'm gonna next time we go to the brew supply, I'm gonna look into that because I like that idea.
Northwest Brew Supply.
Yeah, I know. Oh, plug. And no, we're not getting any kickbacks or anything. We're just happy customers.
No. Let the Super Sucker do the work. So this is obviously an ad. 10mm barbed inlet, outlet are perfect for 3/8-inch ID tubing.
It looks like a new product they're carrying.
Recommend using our racking cane siphon kit plus 5 feet of 3/8 vinyl tubing, secure pump connections, butterfly hose clamp, yada, 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 etc., etc. But that's an interesting thing to check. And then the next thing is all new pickle kits.
Oh, yeah. I never noticed they had pickling stuff or cheese making stuff before.
Ooh. Mexican cheese. I love Mexican cheese.
You should make some.
Queso fresco. Oh, it's so yummy.
And for the
I obviously never. Oh, there it is. Third quarter private session.
I'm having a
private
brain fart.
collection session season. So I'm not going to lie.
Kombucha. I've seen kombucha kits
Kombucha.
where people can make kombucha at home. It's a fermented product, you know. I think it's fermented tea, kind of pretty much what it boils down to.
So, what I was going to talk about. Do we have any? Oh man, still nobody's here. That's odd. I hope old Nathan's doing okay. Anyways, so at the very beginning of this, both me and Steve are like, I don't know, we're like cybersecurity hyper aware. Would you say?
Yeah, sure. We take precautions.
Yeah, we turn the location services off on our phones, and we use like privacy browsers and things like that.
Yeah, blockers, all that stuff.
Just because because it's a crazy world,
right?
And stuff. But I was thinking, it's probably okay that we can say that, like, particularly Ben and Trevor, their store's in Burlington. Burlington. We could give the address to their store. 940 South Spruce Street, Burlington, Washington. So if you are in the Burlington, Mount Vernon area, you should drop by and buy some beer stuff, or pickle stuff, or Mexican cheese stuff. That Mexican cheese stuff has me thinking. But I was just thinking, it's like the other day when I was talking about how the internet has become it's become geographical.
I am not doing so well with my tie off this time. All right, I think it's good now.
That is going to end up in the bottom of your kettle.
Now I'm getting annoyed, but that's all right. Keep going.
I got nothing else. I need some. I need, like, there's the give, and now I need the take, and the back and the forth. But I'm just going to let you keep fighting that.
All right. We're good now. Please continue.
Did I not just?
Yeah, I heard you.
It's your turn. I'm done. It's your turn.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about.
You said like cybersecurity and.
I know. Well, we're talking about.
But then you brought up the address of the store.
Right, and I'm talking about the fact that at the very beginning, we use like our supplier instead of naming the store directly. And all this other stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know where you were going with this. I'm like, okay, what's next?
Maybe we can just go ahead. I mean, granted, all right, no lie. I'm not going to give you my home address, because there are psycho people in the world. But at the same time, we're in the Pacific Northwest, north of Seattle, and Mount Vernon and Burlington is where we buy our stuff, and you should go there too. Particularly if you're close to Mount Vernon.
And drink beer.
Or Burlington. Yeah, drink beer.
And no things.
Not while you drive.
Mm-mm.
Get a DD, like a 14-year-old or somebody who has a license.
A 14-year-old. They don't typically have licenses, though.
16-year-old who has a license, they can't drink anyways. Man, you got like 5 years to choose from. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
That's exactly what I'm going to do with my daughter as an incentive. For her, whatever thing she wants. I'll be like, hey, we need a DD on this night because we want to go get a couple more stamps on our ale trail. Guess what you're doing? But I can't. Why? What? No, No, I didn't want to make up some dumb excuse, but all jokes aside, like I would definitely pay her to like DD for us, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
One, she's just gonna enjoy the thrill of driving more than likely.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Two, she knows that she'll be doing a good thing, keeping a couple guys safe, other people safe, not just us, but other people safe. And no, not that we condone drinking and driving, just it's a two-sided street. Not only are you putting yourself in danger, you're putting other people in danger, obviously.
Mind you, we should clarify here. We're not talking about getting blasted. We're just talking about the fact that we want to go out and drink some beers that are available at these locations, which are far away from our house and require driving to get to.
Right.
So we need someone to drive us there and back.
My daughter would be a great candidate for that.
She would have fun. So. Plus, I like your daughter. She's nice. Even if she does steal my hats and punch me.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one then.
You don't mind that I punch her back, do you?
Well, there goes my thing. No, I don't mind you coming to that.
I'll just leave it down in there, dude.
I know, right? All right.
Sorry.
Two words are coming to mind right now: peanut and gallery.
I don't know what he's talking about.
What are you talking about? Oh well, it's fine.
Not a single broadcast where everything goes right. I bought a new hose though, so there's going to be no disaster like
plus.
last time.
Right.
And I remembered to turn the virtual camera on, so this time when I changed the camera,
I gotta rotate my.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's not quite Jamie alone. He's just right over there, on the other side of the camera.
Yep. All right. I should just fill it all the way up, man. I have to go get up and rotate it.
That's what I do, but I don't do it because I'm wise. I do it because I always lose my stupid stopper. I'm at my house, and I lose my stopper. I don't even have the whole, I was in a rush and I forgot this at my house when I went to Steve's. Nope. Everything I own is right here. Can't find it. It's like, I know.
May I make a recommendation?
No.
Smart move.
Go ahead.
No, all jokes
Pastor
aside.
Steve.
No, all jokes aside. The next time we make it out to the brew supply, no kidding, grab yourself like 2 or 3 number 7s. That's what I was doing. I was buying one almost every time because I was losing them as well. Lately, I've not been losing them, but I kept losing mine as well. I think they would end up over here on someone else's carboy. But but anyway.
May have happened.
So what would happen is now I have spares, So.
Yeah. Well, you know what I really need to do? I need to build a decent storage area for all my gear.
Just do what I did, man. Get yourself like or something similar like I did, and just get like a little bin.
Like the buckets or something.
The buckets or that flat. The flat bin I have is more geared. I got that more towards cleaning my siphon because it's so easy to lay everything flat in there, and I can just it takes less water, less bleach, and I can clean it really well, and then rinse it in the sink, and it works. But then at the same time, it's also storage for all my piece parts.
Oh yeah.
Just the problem is low and flat. It's like I think it was intended to be like something that goes under your bed.
Right.
But I'll have to find a spot for it in the garage because usually when I'm not using it, it just sits on top of my kegerator. But that interferes with opening getting beer though. So I build my tap system. Once my tap system's built, it's going to be awesome.
It'll be sweet.
Yes.
We need a chest freezer like the one we saw down at Ben and Trevor's.
That was huge.
That was an amazing chest.
You could fit like 2 whole cows in there, man.
Yeah, or like 40 kegs.
I know, right? Mine holds 4 kegs, very tight fit. 4 kegs, not big old beer kegs, but Cornelius kegs, 5-gallon Cornelius kegs.
Mine holds 3. If I take the bottle out and if I arrange them just right.
But I can hold both of my CO2 bottles in there. In fact, it's all set up. I got the gas on the one. I put gas on it today. The blonde ale it started carbonating right before I came over. So that'll be ready to drink by next weekend. I mean, it'll be ready probably by Wednesday, but I won't touch it till Friday more than likely.
Well, later tonight, probably not during the broadcast, but we should give a test of the Newcastle Clone.
Oh yeah, let's give it a shot, man. You and I have tested our beers early, and if they were still a little green, we still drank them.
Well, yeah, but that's because,
as long as there's some bubble in it, it should be fine. And we know your Newcastle clones are good, so.
Oh, dude! Oh, check it out, man. So I just racked the latest Newcastle clone, the one that I did with the controlled temperature on the fermentation. Oh my goodness, it is really good. Like it tastes like Newcastle.
Oh, nice.
Tastes like all my other Newcastle clones. They taste good and they're similar. This is like, wow, this is exactly what comes out of those bottles.
Damn, you got it spot on, huh?
If you ask me,
right.
I don't have the greatest.
Everybody's
taster.
biased, but that's okay though.
Right. Everybody's beer is wonderful until you ask to pay for it.
Yeah. All your friends love your beer. Who said that originally? Who told us that?
Was
that one of the guys at
Greg.
the store?
No, it was Greg.
Greg, that's right, Greg. Yeah.
Because I was saying our beers are great. And he's like, yeah.
Like him watching this who Greg is. Greg owns a beer store here in town where he you can go in there and buy individual bottles of all kinds of craft beers or regional beers, or he gets all kinds of stuff, imports.
Yeah, we buy our Newcastle through him because it doesn't seem like anybody else can get it.
Yeah, I never see it at the Navy Exchange anymore. We're both retired Navy sailor, so yeah, we still shop on base when we can.
Anyways, Greg's a great guy, and he does. The reason we like his store is because you can buy one
bottle,
like,
yeah.
I don't know about that beer. It's like, well, let's just buy one. We'll split it and we'll see what we think.
Yeah.
Like back long ago,
before we got into brewing, we used to
easily 50. Oh, it's time! It's time!
Yeah, that was our thing. We would go buy $30-$40 worth of beer sometimes because the beer's a little more expensive there sometimes based off what it is and
yeah, but
how much it costs him to bring it in. You know,
before we really went to Greg's a lot, we were buying beer off the shelves at grocery stores and just kind of. And you ended up with a 6-pack. And then you end up with it. So we bought one. It was like drinking a chocolate chip cookie. It was not good.
Yeah.
And we got like each of us went halfway through a 12-ounce bottle. And then we had 4 more bottles, and it was just like down the drain.
Not yummy.
Which is weird because we generally don't drain pour, but this stuff was just not good. It was not good. And that's what we like about Greg's, is that we can go down there and just get 1 bottle. And if it's not good, then it's like 12 ounces. I mean, we have our limits. Some of that stuff down there is like $22 for a 12-ounce bottle.
You can do your malts?
Yeah. It's okay. It's just a couple minutes. It ain't science. I mean, it is, but it's not. Okay, this is going to hurt because...
chemistry to me.
Well, we were talking about chemistry. Stay in kids school. Don't drugs do.
No, I'm saying because we have a timeline we got to stick to because of the wort chiller.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I was like, hey, man.
No. You
my timer's still going.
You were right to remind me. You were correct. Yes.
Okay. I wasn't meant to be rude or anything.
No, it's okay. You keep me on track. So let's be honest here. There are 2 parts of this equation. There's me, and I love the videoing, and I like to drink the beer, and I like to make the beer. But I kind of forget about the whole beer thing, and I'm really loose and kind of a cowboy when it comes to making my beer. And so it's just by the grace of God alone that I haven't made a disaster yet. And probably because Steve's in my life, and he keeps me flying straight. And reminds me that I don't take sanitation seriously enough.
One time I said that. One time.
You yelled at me.
Does not let me ever forget that.
You yelled at me.
Yes, I was irritated and I barked, and yeah, I've never been allowed to forget that. So
here's the truth, though. I totally deserved it because he was absolutely right. I was screwing around and I didn't take. I mean, yeah. So yeah, that's what happens when you're an idiot. You get yelled at by your friend who. Sometimes you got to do
I'm
that.
an idiot too sometimes.
A friend is like a watermelon. Did you know that?
Unexpected analogy, but sure.
I'm serious. A friend's like a watermelon.
Go ahead.
You got to thump them every so often just to make sure they're still good.
That's funny.
That's an old...
I've never heard that, honestly.
That is some book of cowboy sayings from
wow.
literally 30 years ago.
Oh, geez.
Like back when me and my buddy John were still in Montana hanging out, we found this book. And that was one. A friend is like a watermelon. You got to thump them every so often to make sure they're still good. And me and John thumped each other a lot. Once John's mother really yelled at me because I gave him a black eye.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, she was not happy with me.
You should really do your malts. Your
extract. I'm sorry. Yes. Let me. Right.
Just saying, man. Just saying.
No, you are right. I'm sorry.
Oh, I want to move them back into the sun.
They're not even in the sun. Great. I'm gonna go get the ladle.
Yeah, we have an empty screen, but that's okay. I'm coming right back, folks, for our non-viewers today. All right. No, it's fine. That's easy to get wrapped up in the conversation, especially when you're trying to prove a point or make a point. It's okay. All right, I maintain a nice temperature. Man, my flame's so good. Rocking and rolling.
Okay. All right, so we are adding.
You're adding 6.6 pounds of whatever your malts are.
It says all the fermentables, and my fermentables are 1 tub of Pilsen Light, 1 tub of Bavarian wheat. What is all that? Oh, that's right. It got kicked
It
over.
kind of got, yeah, I got kicked over.
It's okay.
Ooh, excuse me.
However, I am going to dust it off before
Yeah,
I
you don't want that to go in there. on
cover it
accident.
over my beer. All right, here we go.
This is coming out nice and kind of a dark coppery. Obviously, when I add the rest of the water, it's going to lighten up a little bit, but I think this is going to have a nice color
In
to
a
it.
minute here, we should show. You know what? You could actually do that. Right after I get these.
Yeah, get your foot going. I still have 18 and a half minutes on mine.
It might take me that long to get this stupid foil pack off here.
Here, let me have the other one. I'll work it for you.
It's right there by my foot.
I'll help you.
Thank you.
Here's your lid, by the way. You know, a little teamwork's gonna help each other. Yeah.
What's gonna work?
Teamwork.
And you can't tell that we have kids.
Right. Oh yeah, they usually have a little tab you can grab, or a little tab. You know, this one is trimmed exactly to the diameter of the.
Is there a bucket or a bowl or anything hanging out in this yard?
I don't see one.
All right,
There's a bag under your seat, though.
Oh, that's where to go.
Right under your seat, like literally, like straight down from your legs.
All right. That's where this is gonna go.
Ah, here we go. Now it's coming off.
Right there. All right.
All right. Oh, got a little stickiness on me, but it's all right.
You can't avoid it.
Nah, he can't.
I think this and this alone is like the biggest thing that would push me to all grain. The fact that with all grain, you don't get sticky.
Right? You need a ladle.
Yeah. Okay.
Ladle.
We'll do that first. I lost my.
We.
I lost the lid too.
No.
That's mine. Where's yours? Okay. Got it. We are good at this.
Somebody there? Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's a comment. I think it just popped within the last couple minutes.
What's it say? I can't read it from here.
Is this thing on? Hey, it's Nathan. Hey.
Hi, Nathan.
You wrote blah, blah, blah.
Welcome. We will get to you in a minute. Fire up the iPad and start monitoring.
I know,
more
right?
closely.
We can't see.
And we do have to get this done because Steve is right. We've got.
We only have one wort chiller. So.
Yeah. This whole process is kind of like a ballet.
It's going to be close.
Yeah. You got to get things done here. Where's the aiming flame?
Aiming flame is here. Whoop. Here you go. You want me to hold that? You got it?
No, I'm going to do something. Accelerate the process just a little bit. Yeah, I know. Don't add direct heat until you're done, but you gotta do what you gotta do. We gotta get this boiling. Otherwise, we're gonna have hot beer. Oh shit! Hold this. Working it. Whirlpool. It's a freaking maelstrom. A little ship going down. Oh, that's a fly. Damn it. Oh no. Just kidding.
I can't read it from here, but there is another comment there, so we'll definitely need to get the monitor up.
Yeah, he's watching.
There you go.
Thanks for showing up, Nathan. Appreciate it, man. Hey, so I don't know if you got to the hot break chunk, but after we're done broadcasting, I actually really do recommend you go back and watch that chunk of it. Just because it's interesting. Hot break, it's probably one of the most educational things we've done on the show
in a long
in
time.
months and months.
Let me be a shaky guy.
Yeah, you shaky that. And stir this. I just want to make sure that nothing scorches on the bottom. That's a little ridiculous there.
A little aggressive.
Right. Aggressive beer making. That's what we do.
Aggressive.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We're going to do this again. Obviously. How's yours? Need more?
I think it's good. Unless you want.
Mine is not even close. I definitely.
Yeah, you definitely use some more in yours.
Ooh.
And I'm sticky.
That's okay.
Thanks, man.
By the way, I bought a hose. So yeah, you don't get to laugh at us today.
Yeah, we're not gonna have like a little kids, spray park thing going on this time.
I'm sure there's something else that we will do at some point where you will be able to laugh at us. Because yeah, that's the way we are.
Because brewing.
Yeah, Northwest Brewmeisters. Woo, professional all the time.
This is getting quite dark, man. So, what'd you put? Did you put in the title that I'm doing ESB? I forget because he didn't.
I just put ESB of your own design.
Okay.
You didn't give it a name. I don't have a.
I don't have a name
has
for
a name for it.
Because last time I brewed it, I was not happy with it, so I left it unnamed.
Right.
Because it was not where I wanted it. So if this one comes out correctly, then I will name this one.
So we bought ourselves something. We called it the Tome. It's really
Tome.
nice. It's like moleskin, and it has like the off-white velour pages with the low acidity, whatever it is.
Like hardbound.
Yeah, it's all hardbound. We're gonna write our recipes in it someday.
One day we'll write recipes in it.
We bought it 8 months ago at least.
I think it was like $20 also.
Yeah, just we need to use that stupid thing.
No, but it's so analog, man.
I know, but that's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's in the tome. It won't get lost.
And that was the point of like the phones got lost or damaged or whatever, or the world collapsed. We still have beer recipes at least on paper.
Oh yeah, man. If I lost my phone right now, thinking of which, I might actually send that note somewhere right now on this broadcast. Share it with something.
Well, why don't you just send it to your Apple iCloud? That's part of your account,
Yeah, about that cloud thing.
Well, you know what, dude? It is a part of life, so you might just have to suck it up and use it, man.
Oh, it has
or not.
It has nothing to do with ideology, this case, and everything to do with I'm not exactly sure how to use that stupid thing. Like mine is full. Your iCloud is full. I'm like, what's it full of?
Do you take a lot of photos because it defaults to being on?
Well, I think it's linked to Jaime's stuff, my kiddo.
Oh.
And he takes tons of photos and he doesn't care.
Yeah, because what I had to do with mine was I had to tell it to stop backing up photos automatically. Because I was taking, like, the concerts I went to, I was taking a lot of photos. I was taking videos of all those concerts I went to recently. Mm-hmm. And same thing, all of a sudden I had this, like, 5% remaining warning. I'm like, and so it was automatically doing it. So I had to go in there and tell it, don't do that, And so now what I do is I only back up certain documents on my iCloud drive. And it's the same for any Google users out there. I think Google has its own.
Oh yeah, everybody has a cloud.
And I use Google for years, or Android. I mean, I had Android phones for years. That's what I started on. But I kind of got tired of the Android crap show, and switched over to iPhone. I'm not an Apple fanboy. I have my problems with Apple as well. But
so you went from the dark side to the darker side.
Kind of.
There is no light side. There's no balance. There's no balance in the force.
Walled garden, dude.
Walled garden?
Apple's walled garden, man.
Oh, yes. They're walled garden. I once read a book a long time ago. I don't know. Maybe it was a short story, but it was about walled garden. And in the garden, there was nothing but poisonous plants. And the grower of the garden had a daughter who lived in the garden, right? And because she'd been around the poisonous plants, she could no longer be around good plants. And then some kid fell in love with her through the window, kind of creepy stalker stuff, but, it wasn't presented that way. Although on this side of life, I'm like, yeah, that's a creepy stalker story about poisonous plants.
Did he have a leaf on his crotch?
There were no pictures.
No. I thought you were making a Adam and Eve analogy there.
I was not. It was just this weird one. I don't know why I suddenly remembered that. I think it must have been a short story and something. All right, I'm going to log on so I can actually read what Nathan has been saying.
I know, right? He's talking to us. We're just all yak.
So I will tell you.
All jokes aside, though, offline, if you need help getting your iCloud stuff, man, I'll be happy to help you with that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it does come in handy especially for text documents, photos and stuff, whatever. You know, I don't use it for that, but text documents, it has come in handy for me because it syncs with my computer. And anything I work, if I use Pages or something on my Air,
right.
I can bring it on my phone just as an updated copy. You know what I mean? A lot of people use Dropbox or their Google Drive for the same thing. You know, so
yep, I know what you're saying.
So it just really makes it easier for documents, man. Ideals be damned sometimes, you know. Sorry, man.
And this is not so much an ideals thing as it is just I never bothered to figure out how to use it.
Right, I got you.
And here, you can bring this over to your side.
Okay, I'm gonna go rinse it, and I'm going to
bring a paper towel out on the way.
Okay, and I'm gonna bring
Oh, just on podcast mode, working with the Kitchen Killers sign. Ooh, working on my Kitchen Killers sign. Close to finishing. Ooh, email it to yourself and mark it as favorites. Nice. I will go check that out after the broadcast is done. Kitchen Killers, huh? All right. Yeah, that's actually what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna share it somehow and send it to myself on my.
And I forgot the paper towel.
It's okay. Right. I gotta go get all the hops. I'm gonna bring the hops upstairs.
Okay.
I also need a plate. Good. So now, once again, Steve alone.
Oh, I can't see what he's saying though. I'm gonna have to switch chairs for a moment.
Switch chairs or steal the iPad, whatever.
I'll just switch chairs. All right. So. Kitchen Killers. Nice. All right, cool. Yeah, I recently started playing around on the Discord. If you're referring to the ERCOM Discord server, I haven't actually said anything in there yet, but I've just been popping every now and then and reading the bar, I think it's called. And the tech one I look at every now and then. So, cool. Any new meat projects going on since we last talked to you? I'll check my timer because I'm getting semi-close, I think. Yeah, I have about 6 minutes left on my steep. So while we're doing that, I'm going to get my malts ready. Got to jump on this part and get sticky again. Oh, really? Are you serious? Come on, Smalls. There we go.
Okay, I'm back. What'd I miss?
Nothing. He hasn't said anything new. Oh, maybe something just popped actually.
Okay. So
no, I had read his comments and then I asked him about if he had any new mead projects going since we last talked, or the status or the status of his current projects. Yep. And I just started prepping my malts up. So.
Gotcha. So let's check something out. We're gonna try a new feature here on the show.
Yeah, you got like a hot break going on. You should probably get that on camera.
We're gonna go ahead.
Is this thing working? Can you hear me?
I'm gonna switch the camera here. You can see Steve working
Hey.
on his stuff. We're gonna move the camera. I'm gonna try and get you a little bit of a view down into the pot.
It's like, look, we really are brewing beer.
So
Not
the
just a couple of guys talking.
the last time we did this, the camera got all fogged up because we put it right over there and the steam just covered it.
Right, I can't tell if it's actually on the right view. You have to set the switch to view, don't you, in the software?
Look over here.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, you have it on there.
Woohoo! It worked! Yeah, I feel
worked
good.
this time.
Oh yeah.
Problem is you can't see the details of the pot though.
I'm working on it.
There's reflection.
I'm working on it. Working on it. Oops.
As it submerges in.
Don't even, man. This is the only camera I got for this.
Can you do a split view?
I don't know yet.
I haven't learned that part yet.
All right, but we should be able to move some of this away. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. I love this feature of the show. This is a great feature. So if you look down in there, you can see that particulate is kind of moving around in the pot. That is what they call the hot break. And
oh, it looks like there's two people. Oh, is that you?
one might be me.
I think it's you.
Right. So right now, we're just watching the beer down there in the pot. And you can see that particulate down there kind of at the edge. And that is what they call the hot break. And the hot break is, yeah, it's what happens when you, holy crap, I'm way behind. The hot break is what happens as you, it's a critical part as you go up through the temperature levels. The various proteins and sugars kind of precipitate out. And that's one of the things that happens is that hot break. There's also a cold break, which, you know, I'm kind of, I should research this a little more. It's like one of those things I know what it is, but it's
not quite sure how to explain it.
Yeah, I'm not explaining it very well. But you can see it at least because of our amazing new camera technology, which is not new, but I feel pretty special because I've wanted to use this actually. I don't feel special because it's new. I just feel special because I've wanted to use it for a while and I've just never had to. And then I finally, or just never bothered to take enough time to get it set up. And then I finally did. Pot Cam. That's right. Pot Cam. Welcome to Pot Cam. New segment. We're having all sorts of new segments of the show. We're having the hot break with Ben. We're having Pot Cam.
Pot Cam. No.
Pot Cam. Pot Cam. I don't know if I like that.
Kettle Can.
Kettle Can.
Kettle
Can we go with Kettle Can? Are we good with Kettle Can, Nathan?
Yeah, in our state, marijuana is legal, like recreational, and so, you know, he's kind of auto-associating with marijuana when you say pot can.
That's exactly right. Auto-associating. This is kind of cool that it's not. It's not fogging.
I know it is cool. That's cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna beat you to the boil.
Might have to use some duct tape and put a light on the top. Sometime.
Or maybe get like this is just a cheap webcam from.
Right.
Oh, dude. My dad bought me this because he wanted to FaceTime. And I was like, I'm good with the phone. He's like, come on, man, it's cool. I'm like, okay, yes. Yeah, it's hot. Just kind of got to do the back and forth thing.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
So all we're waiting on now, of course, is for the boil to start. We're going to need to incorporate different microphones after this.
Yeah?
Yeah, because right now this is the microphone we're using, and it's much closer to me than it is to you. I guarantee the audio...
I can raise my voice. It's okay.
No, we tried that last night. It's amazing you can talk right now.
I know, right? Your chickens are gonna love this, man.
Right? They do. They go nuts. We call it chicken football.
They're gonna have a chicken gasm on this.
Okay, that's a metaphor I could have done without.
All right. Did you get a paper towel? I just remember you said you wanted a paper towel, and I forgot it as well.
All right, I'll be right back. Fortunately, the camera's on something else now, so.
Right? Now you're staring at foam.
So the cool thing is, we can switch back and forth between cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Go back here.
And here I am putting my malt in.
Yep. We will be back to pot cam. Paper towel, where do you want it?
Oh, I don't need it. I thought you wanted it.
Really?
Mhm.
But I got it for you.
Oh, in that case, then I'll use it over here.
Because I was sneaky, and when I went inside last time during Steve alone, I washed my hands.
No, so did I when I went in to get whatever the hell I got last time.
So we're both cheaters.
Yes. Oh no, we suck again. So far, I'm not sticky yet on this one.
That's a good deal. Oh, did I bring? I got to go back inside. I need plates because I have half ounce editions.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same thing.
Do you have half
Yeah, I got
ounce
half as
editions?
well.
I'll get you a plate and I'll get me a plate. In fact, I think I got them out of the cabinet, but I never actually.
It's only my second and third hop editions are gonna be like that. My first one's a full ounce.
Yeah, that's.
But anyway,
Keep an eye on that, please.
yeah, it's getting quite foamy. Oh shit. All right.
Oh, there they are. Now I have 3 plates out here because
Because plates.
Oh, boiling.
You have a boiler.
Yep. There we go. So now, all right, that's good. I need to make some room here. So you don't want this. You don't want this to be too violent. You want it to be a rolling boil, not a roiling boil. So we got to work on getting this a little bit
Slightly
more controlled.
aggressive.
Yeah, it's a slightly aggressive.
We'll get there. Let's take a little finesse.
And you are supposed to. So right now, there are chemical processes that are happening, or processes that are happening within the pot. Kind of like when you're baking things, and we've made this analogy before. The whole concept of cookies and baking and things. But really, you really want to start your timer properly when your hops go in.
Woo, hot stuff.
What do you think? That looks good.
That looks pretty good, actually. Maybe a tad less, but
Tad aggressive.
I mean, like tad.
Down just a little bit.
I don't know how you measure a tad, but yeah.
Well, I think it's slightly more than a skosh and slightly less than a smidge.
Right? A tad.
Yeah, it's a tad. I'm gonna go with that. All right.
How would you define a buttload?
How would a buttload?
Yeah, buttload. If someone says, "Oh, that's a buttload of something."
Slightly less than a metric ton.
Or a load, you know?
Yeah. Look at us being so good about not using the bad words.
Wait till I have 2 more beers.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. All right. Did my recipe blow away? Yes, it did.
Oh, nice. All right. Nice.
All right. So.
Your timer on?
Not yet, because I haven't added my hops yet. I'm working on that right now. Yeah. So right now we got to add. Let's go back to the main camera. Right now we got to add half an ounce of Chinook.
All right. I really don't need this guy in here anymore.
This one's mine. This one's yours.
Chinook, like the helicopter. Which I don't think those are named after the helicopter, though.
How many different types of hops do you have? 2?
I have 2. I have Fuggles.
Okay.
And brain fart.
And
I have an ounce of Fuggles and an ounce of. Give me a second. Challenger. I lost Space Shuttle.
You think this is 1 ounce? Why did they give me 1 ounce? Why would they give me 1 ounce of hops, Steve? It's their recipe, and they made this kit. Why couldn't they give me half an ounce? Why? Why, Steve? Why did Trevor and Ben do this to me? Don't answer that. It's rhetorical.
I didn't. And I wasn't going to. Can I borrow your knife, please, when you're done?
Uh-huh.
I still need to get my dry malts in there.
How about these?
Oh, that works as well.
Yeah. All right. So we're just going to pour those out.
Almost forgot I had dry malts.
We'll get this.
Now, with the addition of these dry malts, that should increase the ABV of this beer. Last time I made it, I don't think it came out right. It seemed like it was really weak ABV wise, and
yeah.
Did I scorch the bottom of my pot again? I feel like my spoons get caught up on stuff.
Possible.
No? Maybe it's just the way I'm stirring it. I'll switch hands.
Okay, so in go the hops. Half an ounce of Chinook. Add these two. What the heck am I going to do with these other half ounce? I'll feed them to my kids. That'll be fun.
You should eat one.
No.
Give it a shot. You might like it.
Guess what, Sparky? I've already done that once at your behest.
You know,
I'm never going to forgive you
it's
for
a rite
it.
of passage, man. Be a beer brewer. You got to eat a raw hop, pretty much.
That's why I don't let you ever live down the whole sanitation comment, because you made me eat hops. I might have had to do it once. Doesn't mean you have to do it twice. The idea of a rite of a passage, it only happens once.
That was level 1.
Level 1. Okay, I see. All right, so I'm starting my timer. Start. Okay, and we're going.
All right.
Okay, where's
Looks
my...
like all my dry malts are nice and dissolved.
All right. Let's go ahead and move the pot cam. Let's just be honest. It's going to be a pot cam. That's what it is. Pot cam.
Hot cam.
Move it over here. Take a look down inside Steve's kettle.
Clean up a little bit while you're doing that.
Oh, there's not much to do. Okay.
As you go, guys.
You can't quite see it as well. Let me get some of this. Some of this. I am busy entertaining people. Come on.
Are you not entertained?
So we'll give a look at Steve's. See, Steve's is much darker than mine. Dude, I like pot cam.
Yeah.
I think it's an awesome idea.
But mine is nowhere near the hot break. I just got my malts in there, so it's still working.
Well, they can watch yours for a bit. Because mine isn't. I need to turn mine up. That is not a rolling boil. That's like.
Stir this a little bit. Make sure all those dry malts are dissolved. Alright, the more I stir it, the less more heat it puts off, though. It releases more heat, so to get my boil going, I'm going to have to leave it alone.
I am really kind of fighting getting this boil going today. That's rolling, but I have a feeling that in a minute it's going to be boiling.
It's going to be all regressive, yeah. And now I'm getting off. Here's one of the problems with using dry malts is you get the foamy on the top.
And you got to be careful. We have had more boilovers with dry malt than any other malt.
It goes away, but initially it just kind of foams up. Thankfully, I only used a pound, so it shouldn't be too bad. Just gonna have to let it go for now until it does its thing.
Oh, I'm doing great on my beer. I'm done.
Cool. Any new words from Nathan or anybody?
Yeah, we should check in on Nathan. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Let's see. Looks like you are a little bit over a rolling boil. Yeah, it looks good now. Thank you.
That's
but
a little high.
I lost it, and now it's crazy. I'm working on it. But now pot cam is on Steve's pot, because Steve's pot is the interesting one.
Pot cam.
Pot cam. Now it's time for pot cam. Do 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 ba da da ba ba da ba do do ba ba do do. Yeah, I write my own theme music.
It sounds like 1970s game show music,
right? Or kind of like the 18, but then I changed it in the last minute so we don't get sued.
Oh yeah,
definitely that was what I was singing. That very first do do do, and then I changed. Fortunately, it's hard to copyright do do do. I mean, that is in I don't know how many songs. But if I'd done the whole thing, we might have been sued. They would have taken your house.
No.
My kids.
No. Have your glass. I'll fill the beers, man.
Oh, all right.
You entertain. I'll fill.
Sure. Okay, on your way by, press the number 1. Bam, and welcome back. And now it's time for Jamie Alone. So I got the rolling boil going. Steve's thing is kind of working its way. We do have to time this because we only have... is the foam a negative or not a problem? We think it's not a problem. It is a natural byproduct from using dry malt extract. The malts really are... They all start the same. They'll use 2-row or 6-row barley. And they will extract the malts out of them, and then they'll turn it into wort. For an extract brewer, which is what Steve and I are, so we use these cans or the bag of malts that Steve was working, the dry malt. We start with this thing of water, and then we steep our specialty grains in it, and then we add the extracts. Now, if you're an all-grain brewer, the specialty grains and the extracts, the specialty grains and then your regular malt grains, it all happens in one process at the beginning. And I don't know as much as Steve does because I'm kind of a happy extract brewer. But the point is, this stuff is basically this. It's the same thing as this, except it's dehydrated or reduced, you could say. So this is boiled down into like a syrupy form. Whereas the dry malt, they just take that to the next level until it's just the sugars and the proteins in the powder form. And then they put it in a bag. And of course, you rehydrate it just like anything else that you've ever dehydrated in your life, you know, you just take it
Wonder Woman glass.
and you just thank you, sir. Why'd you have to mention that?
Oh, hold on. Make sure the camera's in.
Yeah, they can't see that. That's right. I put it out of view so that you won't. Why do that to me? Why can't I be Superman? Why I gotta be Wonder Woman?
Because you're my boy, Blue.
I'm gonna throw this at you. I would throw it at you, but it might end up in your beer, and that would make me upset, and it would make you really angry. Like that one time your daughter threw the stuffed animal across the garage. Only the tip of one of the ears dipped in the beer, but it was still enough. It's like, oh man, that's close, sweetie.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
I was almost one less daughter on that one. Not really, but
all right.
She would have gotten some trouble for that one.
Yeah.
Like, and give me the stuffed animal.
Yep. This is going away. So, hey, let's pay attention to some comments here. All right. So, Nathan said, is the foam a negative or not a problem? As far as we can tell, it's not a problem.
No,
it just is.
It's part of the process. You know, it's fine. It goes away. Once it heats up enough, the foam just disappears on its own.
So, now, I don't know about you, Steve, but I like to control the foam. I like to get rid of the foam before I add my hops. Because when you're adding the hops, you can get like a violent reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bam, overflow.
Oh, please. Really? It's Sunday. Why are you flying on Sunday?
Reserve weekend.
Maybe reserve weekend, yeah.
Or somebody at a wedding.
And that, Nathan, was an F-18 that flew over, if you didn't notice. Well, more than F-18. That was an EA-18G Growler, what they call a Growler. I used to work on them when I was in the Navy. So did Jamie for a brief period.
I looked at them.
I saw one time.
I saw one.
I was a mechanic on those.
I actually put a rope all the way around it. Said, "Don't touch the G1."
Ah, yeah.
So I was in the squadron where they changed platforms. So the electronic attack platform used to be an old metal plane called the EA-6B Prowler.
It was like a Vietnam era airplane.
Oh, actually, yes, yeah. It was a Vietnam era airplane. Yeah. And so then they finally moved forward, and it was like less than 10 years ago, really, right?
Yeah, because I got there, no, it was more than 10 years ago.
No, it was more than 10 because I retired in 12.
Yeah, I got there in 2008.
And it was 3 years before that, so at least like 13, 14 years ago. So the G has been around.
Well, they got their first G in 2009. Mm-hmm. Here's another one.
Speaking of,
if you can't tell, we live near an air base.
Actually, this is one of the downers to my place. Is I live in the flight path.
Yeah.
We should actually talk right there because that's the microphone.
Oh, even though we're on this camera, it's that microphone?
Yeah, we're on that camera, but it only uses one
microphone. Okay.
So literally in the flight path, like sometimes I stand on my deck, I look at the planes. Not at the planes, but at the planes.
There's another one. Well, that's how, if you can hear me, that's how Jamie and me became friends, is we got stationed together and started talking one day, and then I used to live like literally down the street from him. We didn't know that at first. We just started talking. It's like, oh, where do you live? And he told me where he lived. I'm like, oh, well, crap, I just live right off the next road that connects to your road.
Literally a quarter mile.
I used to walk to his house. And here's another one.
What the heck? We do this on Sundays on purpose.
I know, right? All right. I think they're done.
Okay.
Until they come back around.
Yeah, they're doing touch and goes. Although if they're doing touch and goes, then we can count it. It'll be 3 per plane. And I think there were 3 planes, so that's 9.
Yeah.
And then they land. Right? Or do they land on number 3?
I don't know.
They usually do 3. Like with a touch and go, they'll do 1, 2.
Just depends how much fuel they have, and
yes.
Yeah. So anyway,
anyhow, what were we talking
we digressed.
About? Yes, we've totally digressed.
Well, you were answering a question
and Nathan says, America,
freedom. And no, he had asked about the foam, and no, it's not a problem at all. It's just part of the process because it's powdered and it goes away.
Interesting thing.
And you were saying you like to get yours to go away before you actually add your hops.
Right. I like to get mine to go away before I like to get my boil under control before I add my hops, because in the past we have added hops when we're just barely controlled, and it really reacted violently.
Yeah.
Like instant boil over.
Makes a big mess, and it just you lose some of your substance, so your beer changes a little bit. Maybe
Yep.
I don't know
And
how
plus
much.
the
Yeah.
outside of everything is sticky and starchy and
And you
charred.
have to mop a garage floor. Yeah.
For the record, I mopped the garage floor because I'm a good friend.
He did. He actually took up a mop and mopped my garage floor. Got rid of the big sticky spot.
Yeah, my wife is mad about that because I never mop her floor. I should fix that.
There's an app for that.
Yeah, there is an app for that. Nathan says, when doing mead, when we do the warm water and honey together, we skim off the foam.
Mm.
Now, with mead, do you get things to boiling? Do you go all the way up to boiling? Because we boil this stuff. So, I don't remember boiling anything with mead. I just remember mixing the water and the honey and then putting a water lock on it so it wouldn't get infected and just letting it do its thing. America.
F yeah.
F yeah. You know, it's funny. I forget what the joke was, but you know, my friend Dan Roberts from England, Brazil, pick where you want to call him from. He lives in Brazil, right? He knew it. I forget what it was, but I was like, "'Cause America," and he posts right back, "F yeah!" It's like, oh, you know that one.
Well, you know the guys that made that movie are the same guys that made South Park, so it's it's popular worldwide where they're not banned, I'm sure.
Well, where would they be banned? Like Iran?
I'd say probably most of the Middle East, China.
Oh yeah, they're definitely banned
especially
in
with the
China.
pandemic episodes they made. Oh my god, man, they are brutal. They're so funny though, because
Well, they are. They are brutal social commentary. I don't particularly like South Park, but
I don't
right.
like watch it regularly, but when I do watch it, I get a kick out of it because I love the ballsiness of the show. There was one where they really attacked. No, I don't know if attack's the right word, but they really.
We're going back to pot cam.
No, that's fine. Where they really pushed the envelope with the Middle East, because you know in Islam, imagery of the Prophet Muhammad is forbidden.
Right.
And they made an episode with Muhammad in it where they depicted him as a South Park character.
Well, shoot, man.
Yeah, they got death threats, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
What was that French paper? Charlie Hebdo?
Yeah, that's right. That was the first time that came out. I think that was South Park's kind of answer to that, like, screw you.
Well, that place.
Yeah, it was a cartoonist. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that place got attacked for doing that.
Yeah.
Because that, and then there was the whole Je suis Charlie Hebdo thing, which I am Charlie Hebdo. It's like, no, you're not. But as you may have guessed, I kind of disdain hashtag campaigns. I am not impressed by them. But in any case,
trying to move some of this out of the way. I don't even have a hot break yet that I can tell.
It's got to be. Go ahead and crank it up, man. Well.
No, I don't want to crank it up too much. I need to space it out so that we don't.
Yeah.
We don't have to vie for the.
Yeah.
What chiller at the same time?
Super cool! Super cool! Super cool! Agitate! 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 And now we're metal. Wow! How'd that happen?
Wow.
Death drool.
That's beer core metal right there.
Right? Beer core. Let's see what we've got going here. Let's see. No, a very, very low boil when we have old honey that has crystallized and have to heat it up to dissolve it. Okay, so when making mead, we do not boil. And that is a difference. I mean, besides the fact that it uses honey and we use grain.
Right.
Stuff, but I just, that was the question. It's like, do you bring it? So Nathan, do you even do you even warm the water up? I don't remember. I made mead exactly once, and it was from a YouTube video. And it was pure mead, as in water, honey, ferment. I do remember liking it.
Did you bring out all the hops? Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, they're on an ice pack. There's an ice pack in there.
Okay.
Well, yours are. Mine are in my thing. But
I just need the Challenger hops. If I can please have those. Because that's my first hop edition. Thank you, sir. The whole bag goes in.
So you can see here how foamy Steve's pot is. It got even more foamy than mine. even more foamy. That's an even foamier.
Well, if you said more foamier, that would have been like the
Right.
faux pas. But more foamy is okay. If you want to be all Mr. English about it, you know.
I am a grammar Nazi. It's one of my favorite things to do on Facebook. Just go pick on me. There.
There. Your.
Your. You know what's weird? Is you would think you would default to the short version, right? When you're typing. For some odd reason, if I ever make a typo using the term your, it is always to the long version with the apostrophe and everything.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah, I never make the typo to the short version, the possessive. I always make it to the contraction. It's like, that's so weird. Why would that be your default screw up?
I think because a lot of people do make that mistake and they use your in the possessive, and so autocorrect algorithms, the algorithm try to correct that to the your with the with the contraction, the apostrophe, the contraction. I think it just defers to that because so many people make that mistake in writing.
Yeah. I don't have, well, I do almost all my social media stuff, well, Twitter, I use my phone for Twitter a little bit, but almost all of my social media is done on the computer.
Right.
I don't like phones. I don't like iPads for doing that sort of stuff. I do like the phone for the fact that if I'm floating somewhere, it's like, oh, look, here's a cool thing. And I can post, and now I have activity.
I got some movement.
Oh, movement.
Now it's starting to clear up. The foam is clearing a little bit. Yeah, I'm about to have my break. Oh, yeah.
You should try and move the foam a little bit and see if they can see the hot break. There's scissors right next to you. Never mind, Mr. Super Fingers.
Yeah, it's just too foamy at the moment. Foam doesn't usually dissipate until it starts its boil for me. But mine's there's my boil. Or it's about to boil. It's on that freaking cusp. I'm going to try to eat down just a wee bit. Just a wee bit.
All right. Let's go back to the normal view, Steve.
Okay.
Bam. There we are. And we're back.
Get my timer ready and it's red eye. And that's a nice little roller.
A minute now. We should be going back to the normal view.
Oh, I didn't switch? Oh, there it is.
There we go. Oh, there's some serious lag now. Oh, let's go back to the comments, Steve. So apparently when making mead, if they have fresh honey, they use lukewarm or room temperature to start the process. Only with old honey do they have to warm it. Oh, interesting. Well, I wouldn't say we know a guy. We know of a guy. We've met him. He's pretty intense when it comes to brewing, to make alcohol, I guess you would say. Brewing or fermenting. I guess he's pretty intense when it comes to fermenting. We watched him do this brew, and he dragged both his kids. I think we've told this story before, but we'll tell it again. Anyways, both his kids were at we were actually at
a local brew supply store.
A local brew supply store, which is no longer in business, but they had like this. Basically, it was a big hibachi grill, right? I mean,
yeah, it used to be their location in their store used to be a hibachi grill restaurant.
Right. So they had a hibachi grill and they used it, and you could actually go in there and do your boil and everything right there, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, when I did mine, I was like, hi, ting, 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 hi, with my boil, on the hibachi grill.
Careful there, buddy.
You're not getting it, right?
No, I'm getting it.
Okay.
I'm getting it. I'm totally getting it.
I was stupid. I was really stupid. I know it was.
No, it's a great joke, man.
No,
this is comedy gold.
No,
comedy gold.
No, it wasn't.
No sarcasm in my voice at all.
That's why I know you're full of it. When you say that.
In any case, I've forgotten what I was saying.
You're talking about that.
Oh, so Mark.
Brew Day. Mark, yeah, the guy Mark.
Super intense, man. And he's an award-winning beer brewer, And
a mead guy. Makes mead now.
Now, well, he's moved into mead, and it's commercial level. He's at the commercial level now. He's actually, like like selling it, and he's kind of trying to spread the word about the value of mead, which, yeah, that's cool. But the funny part was he brought both his kids, and his kids were just not into it. They both, the girl had like a book, and I don't know if the boy had a phone or whatever, but they both had auxiliary entertainment sources. And he was like, look, kids, and now it's doing this, and now it's doing this. And you could look at these kids, and they were just like,
he was like the Steve Irwin of brewing.
Yes.
Look at this now. Now we're going to have a hot break. And the kids are just like, oh my God, Dad, here we go again.
Easy, girl. Easy, girl. It's okay. It's all right.
Adjust your heat. Right. Adjust your heat.
Right. You adjust the heat. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. There you go. Nice. But yeah.
Yeah, those kids were definitely not interested.
Yeah, the kids were definitely, they were just like, whatever.
Whatever, Dad. I'm only here because I love you.
Yeah. And because Mom wanted to go to the spa and we couldn't stay home alone.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think the girl was probably like 10 or 11, and I think the boy was a little younger, you know?
Yeah, it's like...
Could care less about brewing, you know, at their age.
You know, maybe later on they really got into it. Maybe he started a family business. Who knows? But this guy was intense.
Yeah, but he really knew his stuff, though. I mean, all jokes aside,
Boy,
he was very knowledgeable of the processes and all that stuff. And
a funny story. Yeah. So in the beer community, all grain is considered some sort of like
this is funny,
higher level.
Funny, the brewers at least.
You've got guys like us, extract brewers. It's like, oh well.
Oh, you're extract.
I guess you do make beer technically, but really, you're not all grain. It's like, no, we're not all grain. well, maybe I'll drink your beer someday if I'm desperate. If I'm desperate, I'll drink your beer just to be nice to you. You know, you're a nice chap. I'll drink your beer. It's okay. I won't insult you. But you're insulting me now, buddy. You're about to get a pop in the nose. Anyhow, he went to some big contest.
Yeah, big contest. Yeah.
And he entered his beer, and it won like first place. And his comment was extract. And then
dropped the mic, like did a mic drop.
Yeah, he made an extract beer, and it won the award.
Right, he was called up to kind of give the winner's speech, whatever you want to call it. And all I said was extract and drop the mic.
Yep. Which is cool. So that actually kind of elevates him.
I don't know how big that award is or whatever. Like if it was a regional thing, I know it wasn't national, but maybe a state level thing. I don't know what it was, man.
It doesn't matter.
It's
just
funny,
a funny story. But,
yeah.
You know, the cool thing is the real thing is it's just like 36 minutes. My next hop edition is at 10. I need to read my recipe.
This one's a little different, man. I actually have a hop edition at 30-minute mark. Typically for me, it's at the beginning, at the end, and the end, not in the middle. But this is going to be some great beer. It's always great beer.
Heck yeah, everything we make is great.
Even when it doesn't taste good, it's still great.
Yeah, it's still fun to make.
Right?
Even if we get frustrated, we can look back and just say,
I know.
Let's see. Yeah, half-ounce Chinook at 60, 10 minutes at all of the Zamba.
Wow. Is that like African?
Zamba. Zamba. We are going to get sued.
I think Zumba is copyrighted, but not Zamba that I know of. Other than being the name of a.
I'm just talking. We're going to trigger somebody, and
oh yeah, somebody's going to get.
Next thing you know, we're going to get dragged.
Some German lawyer is going to email you again.
That dude, if I find that dude,
he's like, you cannot use this imagery in your website anymore, and you're like, I don't even have this picture you're referring to.
That was so crazy. I got sued via email by some German lawyer representing some Middle Eastern photographic artist for a picture of volcanoes that I had never used. And this dude stuck with it. I mean, it was funny. This dude really stuck with it.
Spearfishing, whatever they call that.
Oh, absolutely. So I read up, the guy, the lawyer is actually... He has notoriety at this point. People, if you look him up, because
he's a patent troll, pretty much, kind of equivalent of.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. And he goes around and he does this and he just hits people. And most people, because they don't know laws and they're not.
Oh God, okay, I'm sorry.
They cave, and so he's like 1,500 pounds euro, and we'll just call it nothing. And so they send the 1,500 pounds or the 1,500 euros,
right? And
then they're done. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And so he emailed me, and I emailed him back. I said, I didn't do this. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, yeah, yeah. He listed all these laws, which this whole agreement thing. And so I looked into it. I spent some time, and I was like,
As a smart person should.
You are right. The United States has copyright agreements. However, that doesn't change the fact that if you want to go after me, you have to go after me here where I am at. You know? And so I said, look, I am not going to do this via email. I said, if you are legitimate, you will find my address and you can mail me, and I'm done. Thank you. 18 months later, 18 months, so just a little while ago, I got a letter from the guy, which I shredded.
You actually received a letter in the mail, huh?
Yep. Still chasing me down.
What's more scary is that he actually found your address.
Well, who is?
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. But the thing is that he doesn't have anything.
Right. He has no recourse here.
Right. It's like,
you know,
so
and you didn't even use the imagery he's accusing of using. You know.
Right. And so it's like, look, you have nothing. There's nothing online. There's no snapshot with a timestamp where you can prove that I ever did this. You have nothing. Your guy from the Middle East is not going to fly here. You're not going to come here to the Pacific Northwest and sue me in this jurisdiction. It's not going to happen. You get nothing. Go away. Go chase someone else.
Right.
However, I will let you know that if I ever find you, you will not be suing anyone else. I will cleanse the world.
I believe they call it a culling.
No, because we can't advocate violence.
That's right. We can't do that.
Just going to cleanse the world.
Say that.
I'm going to take care of him for the rest of his life. Just hold him and make sure he doesn't sue people.
Give him some beers and
coddle
him a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
That got a little dark.
Yeah. Someone would actually have to watch this video for you to get in trouble. Hey now, man, come on.
He's not wrong.
No, you're right.
I know my daughter said she'd pop in, but I haven't seen her yet.
Yeah, she's not going to sue us, though.
I don't think my nephew's going to pop in because I guess he's at his dad's this weekend. And I guess when he's at his dad's, he doesn't get the opportunity to really pop in. So
maybe his dad plays in the real world more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, his dad and I are friends. We drink beer and hang out. So.
Yeah, and I know his dad, too.
Yeah.
We get along just fine. I don't know how techno is Josh, or is he?
I mean, he's got tech. I mean, but I don't think he is passionate about it at the same level, like.
So I have to admit, if I was in that situation, because he has less time with your nephew than your nephew's mom does. If I was in that situation, the computers and the screens would not be on.
I think that's kind of how it is. It's like, hey, let's not worry about computers and games right now. Let's do family stuff.
If they were on, it would be like, let's play Super Smash Brothers Brawl together.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know if Josh is into video games. I don't think he is, man. I don't remember talking about it.
But you just get my point, right? Yeah. So, like, that's something I'll do with my kiddo, because he loves his video games, and that's kind of, it's like, okay, so if we're going to do family time, all right, fine, man. Let's go kick butt online with Super Smash Brothers Brawl. And then we lose. And I'm like, it's your fault. You're supposed to be good at this. Dad sucks. He's like old. His idea of video game was Pac-Man, man. You can't hold me responsible. Sometimes we win, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, hold on. I haven't said it yet. Textbook, huh?
Okay. Wait, go press the number 2 button.
Is this thing running?
Yeah, it's on.
Is it on?
Number 2.
Oh, you said number 2.
Number 2. There. Okay. So now we got to wait for the lag to catch up.
I know, right?
So we like to say this textbook, as in this is a textbook roll. Mine is not textbook. Mine is too aggressive.
Yeah, what? I'm watching the moderns. There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, I know you're obviously hearing this stuff really late compared to how we're saying it, but if you can see the roll in this is the boil that for me is a textbook boil for when I brew. So.
Quintessential is the other word that Steve loves. It's one of his favorite words. You do use it.
I like the word ubiquitous also.
Ubiquitous? Yeah. These are good words.
Yeah.
Lots of
used an interesting word the other
syllables.
Day. Quaffing.
Quaffing?
Quaffing. No one uses quaffing really, but you do.
I did. I used it very much on purpose. You know what quaffing means.
Yes, I know. That's why I was laughing.
It was like quaffing will. I also used whilst or whilst. What is it? Whilst or whilst?
Whilst. That's
English friends, help us.
Right.
Whilst or whilst?
I think it's whilst. but I could be
looks
wrong.
like whilst. I would say whilst if I were to just read it.
But I know that's a very English way to say that. You know?
Whilst.
So,
I like it.
Whilst.
You know what else I catch myself doing? Spelling things English. Flavor, O-U-R. Color, O-U-R.
Behavior.
I do. I catch myself doing that.
Favorite.
O-U-R. Yep. I actually catch myself doing that, which is okay. You know what's crazy, of course, is that the way that we spell those words and the way that the English spell those words, the reason there's a difference was very, very, very much on purpose. That was not like some organic, it happened this way.
Oh.
That was Daniel Webster saying, we are America, we're going to spell them different.
America.
Bam. And he did it.
Just like
America!
Just like, we spent millions of dollars developing a pen that would write in space when we could just use a pencil.
Yeah,
we're Americans.
Russians kind of got us.
We're Americans, man.
Someone would actually have. That is hurtful. Someone would actually have to watch the video for you to get in trouble.
Well, we got one person. You're here, man.
You're watching. See, look, we are on our way.
Spread the word, man.
Fame and fortune coming. It's coming. We're gonna, we should probably go back to the. We're forcing people to watch a pot cam.
Yeah. Okay. Back to us.
That's the number one. The number one. One day we are gonna have
staff.
Like a staff. Yeah. Like
maybe there we go. Earlier we're talking about like incentive for like our children. Maybe we can pay my daughter to be like our tech staff behind the scenes,
Yeah.
Be like, okay, push number 2 now.
Push number 2. What do I get? You get to sleep inside tonight. Oh, beep.
You can actually have electricity in your room this time.
Yeah.
And yes, I could isolate her room.
That's right.
It's called a breaker box.
If you do this for me, I will actually turn on the water heater. You could have a lukewarm shower.
Right? I'll give you 15 minutes of hot water.
Time's up.
Oh, Lord.
It's good
to
be the king.
You know what's happening tomorrow with my older one?
No, I don't.
She starts band camp. And no, I don't want any American Pie references.
I never watched American Pie, so you don't need to worry about it.
Okay.
I only know about the apple pie scene like third hand, and it revolts me, so I don't even want to go make those references.
No,
like,
I mean
seriously.
the movies are funny, but the
No.
fact that my daughter's going to band camp, I just don't want to hear about flutes or anything.
Well, what's she doing?
Well, she's still doing percussion.
She's doing percussion. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
But what it is, it's because because she's a marching band. It's the like pre-school year band camp they do. It's about a month long,
Mm-hmm.
and then so they'll start practicing the marching and learning how to.
Well, sure.
That way, when school starts, they already have a leg up on doing the marching band for the football games and all that crap.
It's just like all the sports teams start practicing.
Yeah, they start
before
practicing
school,
soon. Yeah, same idea. So she starts that tomorrow, and I'm proud of her, man. She really loves percussion. She loves playing drums. But she does not want a drum set. She is not interested in like I want to play drums. She loves playing like marching band drums.
Does she like the pitched instruments better?
I don't know. I've never asked her.
So she likes the tri-toms and the quad-toms actually.
Yeah, she likes the tom. She likes the bass drum. Yeah, she likes the bass drum. But she has no desires to like play drums like you would play drums for us when we're jamming.
Right.
So.
See, yeah, actually, you know what? As much as I can appreciate and understand percussion, I am a drummer, not a percussionist.
Right.
I play the set. That's what I play. I mean, I can. Excuse me. And again, I can play in a few genres. I can almost do metal. Almost. I can play loud.
Yeah. Like the White Stripes. You know it's coming, man. You know it's coming.
I'm just going to leave. You need to support me on this, man.
No.
I am the drummer for your song.
I know.
Your awesome 80s metal song.
And you're
doing
fine. You're doing fine, man.
Yeah, that's condescending. Now
really.
We get to do the condescending to me. First we go to vocals on Steve, and now I get to eat crow.
Oh, yeah.
It's fair. Fair is fair. Fair is fair.
It's fun, though. No, it's fun. We're working on our little parody beer band
Yeah.
album EP we're making, and we have a few songs. Some of them are actually partially written. One of them's all the way written. The other ones are like more ideas that just haven't been written yet.
Well, we've got one that's all the way written.
Right.
We've got one that the entire instrument part.
Well, the rhythm guitar is written, and most of the lyrics are written.
Right. So the rhythm guitar is written. The bass, the drum part is just going to be what it is. I mean, I'm just going to play along. The bass guitar part, pretty simple, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean it's 80s style butt metal, so the bass is not going to be technical.
Red Hot Chili Peppers flea
maneuvers, like boinky boinky.
We want a solid foundational metal bass on there. So you can do that, or I can do that. One of the two.
I'm going to do the bass on it.
All right, so you do the bass, lead guitar. That'll be you.
I'll do all the guitar work. Yeah.
I'll throw in the vocals. So we just got.
You'll do vocals and drums, and then I'll help you with any backup vocal kind of.
So I would say the only thing that song, it depends on how strict you want to be on your lead guitar part.
I am aiming for kind of a, not blues, but like a pentatonic metal style sound, which I know if anybody who doesn't know music theory is not going to know what I mean really, but it's going to be grounded in pentatonic style playing, which was common for that era, man,
Right. So
it's not going to be Yngwie Malmsteen. It's going to be like listening to Skid Row.
Well, like metal, I said, it depends. So a lot of, like, when I do a lot of leads, I just kind of play it by ear.
Yeah, I'm not just going to play scales over. I'm just going to play in key, but I'm going to use those patterns though.
I have to admit, usually if I want to record a lead part, I'll work it until I get a lead part.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
And then that's the lead. It's actually a practiced. This is the lead.
Right. Once I record the track, I'm going to just put that section on repeat and work a lead over and over and over until I find the lead I like.
And then that's the lead you play.
Just saying.
Yeah, man, I'm catching up. Shut up.
So we're on the second growler now. It probably has one more pour a piece, plus whatever little happies we get out of it. Are we good to drink some of that Newcastle, or are we going to have to drink?
Give it a shot, man. I like I said, it's been sitting at 30 psi for a couple days. I turned it down to 10 psi. Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, it's kind of
not quite ready, but
yeah,
whatever. If it works, it works. If not, I mean, are we going to hit the bottles? Or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's Wendy won't.
Well, no, I don't want to dip into Wendy's beer because I understand that's what Wendy likes. So
yeah, she likes the Newcastle. Although this latest Newcastle clone is super close, man. It is good stuff. Of course, this is the one with the British. The British
chocolate malts. Yeah,
I think that really helped it.
Any new comments?
Yes, absolutely. So Nathan says my daughter did band all through high school and played the flute. So yeah,
sweet.
So yeah, you understand. Yeah. I actually.
Yeah, but she starts 9th grade this fall. So
I did band all through high school.
Whole new thing for me and her as well. So
my kids, even though the fact that they play piano, and my kids are good piano players. I will stand on that. They are good. They were never in band. I think part of it's the whole autism thing.
Right.
It's that whole band requires playing with others, and Timo would probably do it well. Jaime, I don't know now because they're working on two-hand stuff, and actually they're doing pretty good playing together.
Right.
Jaime listens. It's funny because Timo, they'll sit together because Jaime has an amazing ear. I mean, amazing ear. This kid can hear the inner workings of incredibly complex chords.
Right. He can hear it and then reproduce it, right?
7 flat 9 13, and if you play the 13 wrong, he'll reach over and he'll take your finger and put it on the right note. And he does that to Timo. It's funny.
Oh, no.
Timo will be struggling. He's like, ah! And Jaime will just reach over and take the finger that's wrong and just move it to the right key. It's like, how do you do that?
That's great. I mean, that's awesome.
But I will tell you, Timo is the one who drives the practice sessions much better. It's like they really practice well together. It's amazing. I'm personally amazed by it. So
it smells good.
Oh, it does.
You gotta pay attention to the clock, man.
So I have 10 minutes until my next hop edition. So.
Me too. I have exactly 10 minutes for mine.
When is?
Remember, I have a 30-minute hop edition. So.
Oh, you have a 30. See, yeah. I have the first one, and then I have a 10, and then I have.
Remember, this is an English bitter, so it's not
right.
It's
not
to be
super
sweet
hoppy.
at all. No,
and
it's not meant to be sweet at all. It's meant to be dry,
Right, and of course I'm doing an IPA, so it's hoppy.
You're gonna have a hoppy one. It's gonna be like Easter and stuff. That was terrible.
That was bad. Why do I let this guy broadcast with me? Why?
Because I'm awesome.
This is true. Bounty hunter. All right. So let's see. At 10 minutes, I add the Zamba. And then at 5 minutes, I add the Mandarina. Mandarina.
Wow. Mandarina. Sounds like it's Latin.
Yes. It's kind of like
Even
this.
Zamba sounds Latin. So what was the foundational song for that one?
Nothing. That was
nothing
totally
else straight up.
That was all me. Thank you. So creative. All right. So no lie, I am totally gonna write theme music for Hot Break with Ben.
That should be funny.
I'm gonna because I know how to integrate it.
For some reason, I hear the spring version of Four Seasons in my head when you say that. Hot Break with Ben. Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Be original.
Anything written in the 19th century is fair game.
Yeah. It all falls under that Creative Commons license now, doesn't it?
Yeah, the only thing you can get tagged with would be performance. It's like you can't use my performance, which is fair. Right. You know, to be honest, it's like that was your performance and I just stole it. I didn't, I used your work to make my thing better. It's like that's unfair.
Gotcha.
So it's the equivalent of stealing an alternator. It's like, no, I built that alternator. Yeah, so you don't have a copyright. Yeah, but I still bought the materials and put it together. You can't just steal it off the shelf. I'm ready, dude. I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know what you're talking about, man. You've been just like wasting your time sitting there. I don't know why we don't have full beers already. Jeez, I'm confused.
Maybe we should just get IVs.
Can you taste through your arm?
Not in our arms, in our cheeks. Through our cheeks.
I'm getting like this really grotesque
That's kind of
Borg
weird.
steampunk thing going on, and I'm just let's not with that one, okay? Let's just not.
Okay, we'll avoid that one. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, you know what, our boy, I'm gonna get a hold of him because I have offered to do that for him, and we just suck at collaborating. I'm gonna get a hold of Erkram and we will make it happen. Because I would very happily. I actually like a lot of his pieces. Yeah, the synthetic drums. It is hard to make synthetic drums work. It's amazing how you can actually hear it in the recording, and part of it is that there are micro errors. They're actually errors. They're, asynchronous, they're just like errors is what they are. You're too soon on a beat. You're too late on a beat. A little bit too loud, a little bit too soft. Just enough that makes it human, and we really like that. I don't know if it was Bose or who it was, but long ago being like 20 plus years ago, I was talking with my father, and he was telling a story about there was a Japanese company that came out with what they considered the perfect speaker. This speaker represented exactly the signal that came into it. But the problem was it was too perfect. And so people actually didn't like it because our ears like imperfections. That's the word I was looking for. Our ears like those imperfections, that slight imperfection. And of course, it's interesting because.
Keep going.
I'd like to reiterate now, we are the most professional broadcast this side of the Columbia River.
I mean, it was just a beer. It could have been something else.
I know. It was funny. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha.
Wait, I'm not referring to that.
Yes, you are. Don't lie to me. Please be referring to that, because now suddenly I feel like a jerk.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
But thank you. Okay, at least I'm not the only like dirty old man.
I need to grab my other hops. Can you mind grabbing?
Nope,
it for me?
I do not mind at all.
Just because that cord, I don't want to be the guy that trips over the cord and knocks both the camera and the computer down.
I know we need to fix this setup.
Because that would be me. Thank you,
we
sir.
need to fix the setup. So
Fuggle.
Fuggle.
Fuggle. Fuggle.
Fuggle. Not gonna lie, I pretty much think of Harry Potter every time we use that hop.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I like what Trevor said one time. You could make a Fuggle-based beer and call it Mother Fugler. I thought that was pretty funny.
You know, there's scissors right there.
I have guitar player fingers. They're like really strong.
Beastmaster. So in any case, as I was saying, those imperfections are what make things better. They actually make it better. So when it comes to the perfectly programmed drums that are exactly quantized, every snare hit is exactly this many
like
PSI.
It's like R2D2.
Yeah, I mean, they really do. Well, he was saying that Aircrum, Peter, is looking for someone to play drums.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like on some of his stuff, and I need to get a hold of him because I would do that for him for free. The nice thing is I come free because I'm Peter's good friend. So, yeah.
That looks about like half and half.
I think so. I can't see the one half because it's covered by your thumb, but I'll believe you.
Okay, I thought a little less than 4 minutes.
Yeah, I've got 3 minutes until I need to add all of the Zamba. So once I add the Zamba, we will be at the 10-minute mark for my boil. What do you want to do? Should we start rinsing things? And
yeah, we're gonna start rinsing. We probably should get things going here soon, like carboys and all that stuff.
Yep. Well, we can switch to camera 2, and that'll be ready for the wort chiller, which we'll put right over there. We could put it on top of that box of antifreeze.
Sure. Not something I was expecting to hear, but hey, it'll work.
I have a box of antifreeze. Oh, let's see here. More comments. It's kind of like people still love vinyl over digital. Personally, I'm this way. I have Rage Against the Machine vinyls and Disturbed, and just got an STP vinyl. Who's STP?
Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay, I was thinking of oil filters. No lie. Yeah, there's something about it. There's something about particularly early digital, the 16-bit, the 16-bit on CD format, which CDs are still 16-bit, and they have a hard time representing some of the bass. They're generally a really hot.
It's kind of clipped, or
I don't know what it is. It's just 16-bit because the words. The words just don't represent enough. 24-bit really took care of it. Right. 24-bit. But CDs are still 16-bit. Of course, vinyls and magnetic tape for that matter, which apparently tapes are coming, like cassette tapes are making like a comeback.
I've seen that. It's making a comeback. In fact, the new Megadeth album that's coming out in September, if you go to the Megadeth website, like to pre-order the album, you can order a cassette, man, a classic cassette, in addition to the vinyl or CD or digital.
Here's the thing about analog is that analog is absolutely infinite.
Right. Yeah.
It can record variations to just beyond what digital will ever do. I mean, digital might get to it someday when we get up to like 1028-bit or 2056-bit. That'd be crazy.
We should probably take care of those carboys soon. Okay. How much time do you have left on yours?
Well, I was thinking once I throw this hops in, we can start rocking. Oh, I have 14 seconds.
Okay.
All right. So, we're going to keep the broadcast brewing today. We'll go ahead and do the wort chiller stuff. We'll switch to the other camera. I'm going to bend over so you're actually looking at my face here instead of other body parts. But we are going to... We're going to move around quite a bit here because we've got to rinse some gear that's sitting in bleach water. We do not want bleach in our beer. We've got to rinse carboys out. We've got to do things like that. So Hang on. You know what? Maybe we will just we'll switch over to pot cam. We'll go to pot cam. Looking at Steve's beer. We're still moving around. We're gonna switch over some more. We'll go ahead and let you see the wort chiller action. You know, at some point we should, if we can, we should get the thermometer in there so you can watch how quick. So you can watch how quick everything cools off.
Yeah, right.
Because that's cool. Because let me tell you, it used to take us 20 minutes to half an hour to cool our beers down, and now it takes like 4 to 5 minutes. It is
It's
so
quick,
much
yeah.
faster. All right, switching to pot cam. Pot cam.
Pot
Boom!
cam.
There we are, back on pot cam. Okay.
And as you just saw, I threw in half an ounce of Fuggles hops at the 30-minute mark. I still have 30 minutes remaining on my boil, so we have a little bit of cushion in there. He's going to get his carboy ready because he's got to rinse all the bleach out, and then I'll get mine. In fact, I need to rotate mine.
Skizzers.
I need to rotate mine to the other side.
I have guitar hands too, but I'm lazy.
I'm also a jet mechanic, so.
I used to do that. Okay, what's this say?
Oh, let me get that out of your way.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think this for my goals, this is a ideal boil. I love the way it's going right now. I had to adjust it just a moment ago though before you had the pot cam on.
All right, I got 5 minutes to drain this thing.
5 minutes. Ooh, you're gonna push it close, man. Would you like me to assist somewhere else then to help make it a little more efficient?
Well, the thing is that once the wort chiller is in there and it's chilling, oh, that's the one thing we could do.
Because we still need to rinse the funnel and the strainer and your water lock.
Yep. But all of that can be done,
Right.
you know, kind of.
When you get the hose on the wort chiller.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing right now.
So I'm gonna, I guess, move the.
Well, that's one of the reasons I put it on pot cam, so we can move around. And...
No. I don't know if he's saying anything to us.
Oh, we'll swing by and take a look.
Up a little bit. I was gonna move the iPad over so that I could see it.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
So this thing can go inside. We don't need a ladle anymore.
Oh, ladle's not necessary. Doo-doo. Oh, dude, Chase just showed up.
Sweet.
What up, Chase? Showed up just in time for us to like transfer over to pot cam while we do other things.
Hey, what up, Chase? Yeah, we got the camera on the my boil right now because we're kind of all over the place, rinsing stuff, getting the bleach off things. Okay, so yeah, the last thing Nathan mentioned was about the vinyl and you asked me about STP, which is Stone Temple Pilots.
Right.
Saw those guys in concert before they made it big. Actually,
Oh, really?
they opened for Megadeth in 1993. I remember the date. It was January 5th, 1993. I saw Megadeth in concert. It was during the Countdown to Extinction tour, and STP was the opening band. And at that time I'd never heard of them. Like, who are these people? You know. But it was a good show. It was fun. And then they got big. You know, they became popular. And then the singer OD'd. I forget what year it was, but you know, he OD'd. Unfortunately, kind of like Lane Staley, he was a heroin user. Lane Staley's the old singer for Alice in Chains, who OD'd on heroin and died.
That was a great story right up until the end. Okay, 5 minutes. We had half a mound of Mandarina Bavaria.
Mandarina Bavaria.
Which is right here.
Like German hops.
And I've got like 13 seconds.
I think we're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. We'll make it. You and your whistling.
I know. I don't know what is up with that. It's kind of weird. It's like, stop it. Stop whistling.
Oh, just a little bit short. That's all right.
It's all right. It'll be fine.
Okay,
It'll be fine.
That's gonna go off in a minute here.
All right. I'm gonna get the hose on the.
Yep.
Yeah, I know it's not very entertaining watching my pot boil, but we're all over the place. So Jamie has about 3.5 minutes left on this boil, and then we got to move it over to the wort chiller.
Wort chiller cam.
Yeah.
Which regrettably is gonna have that old, decrepit engine hoist in it. Oh well, life is life.
Shit happens, man.
And there we go.
PG now. We're PG.
You were, man.
We're PG.
How long did we make it? How long have we been doing this? Where's the iPad?
Even Disney has S-bombs every now and then.
Yeah, Disney sucks. We don't compare ourselves to Disney.
Well, okay, this was 80s Disney I'm referring to. If you ever watched the old movie Flight of the Navigator, 1980s Disney movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the kid drops an S-bomb in that movie.
I just want to say that 2 hours. We have made it 2 hours, and that is the first. I think that's the first one.
I think so as well.
That's amazing. We obviously haven't been drinking enough.
Don't make me change that now.
Gosh, no.
Actually, I think we're out of beer now. At least out of my beer. My growlers, I believe, are empty.
Well, we do have more Newcastles in the bottles downstairs. We do have the Newcastle in the keg, the Newcastle clone, which I think actually will be all right. You should try it.
Yeah, we won't know unless we try it, right?
Right. I mean, worst case scenario, it's a little flat or it's like hyper foamy because it's still sit at 30 psi. Something. We'll figure it out.
Sure.
All right. So
when I get down to about 15 minutes, I'm going to go rinse my carboy out.
All right. Well, I got right now, I've got the hot water flowing into my carboy.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and fill it and dump it, and then we'll let it do its thing. I mean, maybe should have started 20 minutes ago.
Probably.
Yeah, that's okay. As long as we get the wort chiller portion of things going, that's the important thing, really.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to put the camera back on me because I'm sitting here.
Okay.
I don't think.
So you're sitting there. I'm going to go.
I'm going to sit for a little bit. I'll entertain as best I can.
All right. Yeah.
So while you get your carboy rinse, because
tell them about.
I have about 6 minutes before I'm ready to do mine.
Coding.
I don't. Coding. Nathan, are you into coding? At one time, I was going to be a software engineer. I even did some work, but I just went back to my old Navy roots and worked on airplanes. So, anyway. Ha! You remember Flight of the Navigator? That's awesome. Explorers, yeah, I remember that one too. Yeah. I put on, this was probably a year or two ago, but I put on Flight of the Navigator for my children. They just it didn't bite for them. I don't know, I guess maybe because it's such a difference in, the generation gap there. The movie just didn't blow their skirts up in a sense. But yeah, I actually saw it in the movie theater as a kid when it came out. So I think I was like 10 or 11 when that movie came out. But to this day, I make the joke about the too many Twinkies part, if you remember that. Hey, Bluto, oink oink, too many Twinkies. And I only learned recently that was Pee Wee Herman that did the voice for him. I never realized it. Oh, there it is. All right. Gonna switch back. Actually, you know what? I'll leave it on. Screw it.
something just go off?
Yeah, your timer's done. All right. Don't want that. All right, your fire's off. Don't need that. All right. These hops need to go in?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, they're extras.
Yes. It was. There we go.
Those are spares then. What are we doing?
Yeah, half an ounce is 5 minutes remaining. Add half an ounce of the Mandarina Bavarian. What?
What are you doing with this?
I thought I'd put the pot on it. Or actually, but put it like in front of your table, a little closer.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. And then we can aim it out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, half an ounce of the Mandarina Bavaria, and then the next hop schedule is when we go into the secondary. It's the Saber Cryo. It's a dry hop.
All right.
Okay, how hot are you?
Wicked hot.
Yeah, I need something.
All right, well, I'm going to move some stuff around, get his stuff going before it gets too hot.
Okay.
It wasn't that hot.
I thought it was that hot.
Oh, sorry.
How did I turn into a wuss, man? What the heck? All right.
Ready?
So, well, not quite. We'll go ahead and switch. It was pot cam. Now it's cooler cam.
Cooler cam.
All right, there we go. Go ahead, set it in. It is focused right on the
Get the
pot.
water on.
All right, I will go do that.
All right, now this thing's gonna spread out the wicked hot water.
But the hose isn't gonna explode everywhere.
No, there. Oh, yep. See, I'm spraying my own carboy down. All right. Might need to move the camera up a little bit, just so they can see what's going on there, because they're not really seeing the water. I don't know, like tilt it up a little higher. Oh, there you go. There's the water, which I think you saw last time. It seems like it's a waste, but it's actually watering the grass. It's not just going into a drain or something. Here you go.
The flower garden in this case.
The flower garden, yeah.
So the other thing that we can try and take a picture of here in a minute, after we get it chilling a little bit. So the most important thing here, a lot of the rinsing, this can sit for a little bit, but you got to get it cold fast, because we discovered the hard way that if you don't get it cold fast,
rinse my carboy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do Did you already get the phone up? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. Everything's in there. I got paper towels set on the counter. Go ahead and bring everything inside and do your thing, man. And we'll switch back and forth. Once this is cool, then that's good enough, and I will get it out of here. So like I was saying, we discovered the hard way that if you don't get this cold fast enough, it really dramatically impacts the flavor and quality of your beer in a bad way. So we like to do that. And then we'll take the thermometer. We're aiming for under 100 degrees Fahrenheit. We often we go even colder than that because we can. Yeast does not like it above 80. And you can see that's just going right up to 120 real quick. Try it in a couple different spots. Over here, it's a little hotter yet. Over here, we're still above 125. Over here, still kind of warm. So legitimately, this works faster in the winter because the water in the hose is actually colder. And unfortunately, I saw your comment there, but not a lot of time. And now you understand why usually in the past we just kind of shut the broadcast off when it came time to doing this, because you got to move fast and there's a lot of physical motion, moving back and forth over here. So now we're down to 100 right there. Over here on the edge, under 100 there. And the other thing to do, oh, I'll be right back. I gotta go check something. All right, we're back. Just remembered I had to take the water out of the freezer. Looks like some of it froze. That's not good. But we'll figure that out. So now this is below 80 in the middle. Below 80 on the edge. Below 80 on the other edge. So that means we can go ahead. Go ahead and stop with this. Because the cold water that we're going to put into our carboy is going to reduce the temperature of the water even more. So then we'll go ahead and disconnect this. Like so. Pull it out, let it drain off a little bit. Put it in the bucket here. Take my pot, get it out of the way. Then the next thing that we should do is rinse it off so that it's ready for Steve. Of course, you're probably looking at the top of the Banana Freeze box right now. It is what it is. Steve right now, of course, is inside rinsing off all the other gear. A lot of sogginess goes on here. Okay, I'll be right back. We'll just go to this cam. Turn it on there. All right, we're going to go ahead and submerge the wort chiller back in Steve's because it just helps to sanitize it more. The only trick with this, of course, is that we have to fiddle with open. Whenever you put the wort chiller, which is cold now, of course, you got to reestablish your boil. It only takes a couple of moments, but you still got to do the whole fiddling around. I don't know how much time he has left. Oh, he still has 7 minutes left. We got lots of time. Lots of time. No lie. We should have started rinsing and stuff earlier. Because it's not exactly science, but it's science. It is definitely science. So my let's see. Mine is ready to go. He's got my carboy rinsed inside. I'm going to bring it outside. We'll go ahead and let you watch the whole process. But first, let me get Steve's boil controlled. I might actually have to microwave one of Steve's bottles. I think it froze. I put them in the freezer instead of the fridge. I should have put them in the fridge. Okay, so now his boil is excessive, and I knew that was going to happen. So now we got to tweak it until we get back to the textbook rolling boil. That's looking good. It's a little aggressive. Turn it down a little more. We can do pot cam again. Go back to pot cam. Rotate around. Have a look down in Steve's. I don't know. I think that's looking good right there. And of course, you've got this is just getting sanitized by the boiling. It was mostly sanitary anyways. It's going to be in there for another 5 minutes. And he's got another 5 minutes of boil. So I think that should really get it done. I don't think he's going to have any problem with infection. I really don't. And I almost drank his beer because I'm on the wrong chair. I'm going to move over here. You are liquid. Okay, 1 jug of water, completely liquid. We're good. 2 jugs of water. Oh, man. It's kind of slushy. But it looks like it's just blocks of ice. I know. I'll put it close to the burner. This will be okay. We got this. It's all right. Literally going to put it close to the burner. Maybe it'll melt down some. So the idea behind the cold water, of course, is we're going to try and get everything as cold as possible. I'm going to go ahead and grab my carboy. Go, man. I'm gonna bring my carboy out here. Let's go ahead and transfer from pot cam to carboy cam. Bum ba da dum, ba 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 bum. You know, that didn't work so well. Hold on. We'll try this another way. There we go. Okay, so there you go. There is our glass carboy, and I'm going to go ahead and add my cold water to it. We'll just dump this in here. I haven't added my cold water yet.
Yeah, we're a little behind.
We're doing good. We're doing good. Yeah, that works.
Over here.
One of yours. So one of your jugs got a little slushy.
Oh, that's fine.
But it's not frozen solid. These are like little ice cubes in there.
It'll be fine.
And I have more water if you need it.
Right.
It's purified.
Here, I'll put this on. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, so kind of far away.
Yeah. So far. Yeah, as you get later towards the afternoon, the sun gets far away. All right, add more cold water. That one's not frozen at all. It's just cold.
Right.
So.
All right, I have no idea how much we have. What's left in here? Okay. He says, lol, yep. I guess
Lol, yep.
Laugh out loud, yep. I guess you guys were talking about something.
Well, I also think that he's smart enough to realize we're running around, so it's not like we're going to be able to respond to every comment.
Right.
So with that in mind, why make the comments? Careful, 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 careful.
It's fine.
Okay. I just watching all that beer go over.
It's
All
fine.
right. So here we go. We've got our strainer, which we figured out was actually a nice thing to do because we had some really sludgy beers.
Is that mine or is that's mine?
Yeah, mine is right here. Somehow yours ended up across mine. That's okay. So the next thing we do is pour the wort over here. The wort's over here. You can't see it, but it's over here.
Or on your knuckle.
On my knuckle?
The wort.
The wort.
He doesn't have warts.
What? Okay. We're going to pour this brown
I believe
liquid.
it's actually pronounced wort, like W-E-R-T, but it's spelled
wort.
But it's spelled wort, W-O-R-T. If you want to be all like phonetic about it.
I'm going to say it however I want. So there. So we really did discover that this strainer thing is a huge nice thing. At least later in the process. What's that?
Oh no, I might. 1, 2, 3. Hot.
You know, I expected a lot more sludge. There's the sludge. I knew it was there.
Lime out.
Yeah, it's off. All right, and now we just wait for this to drain down a little bit. Next thing we do is top it up, which is going to be hard to video. So let's go to something more exciting. What do you think, Steve? Let's go to the action cam. Yes, good idea, James. Action cam it is. There we go, and we're back. Look at that action. Actually, something happening on the screen instead of a sieve draining.
Water.
Go, action cam, go. You might notice that Steve is not bothering to show you his thermometer. That's because Steve's intense. He's like Mark, but doesn't drag his children along.
The thermometer's right there.
But they can't see that. It's glary. It's glary. Thank you, good Lord. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just messing with you. It's all good. I did the whole process with mine, so we're good. What are you at?
140.
Oh, we got a ways to go.
All right, now I have some good descent there.
I've got like a pint left that is sitting stuck in this stupid sieve.
All right, when you're done there, could you, after you...
That can sit for a minute. What do you need?
Oh, no, I need that funnel ready for mine.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm working on getting...
That, or we're going to have to get another funnel.
No.
For future brews.
Nope. I can do this really quick. I will just dump this back in here.
All right, about 115.
Throw the sludge right there.
Getting there.
What are you going for? I brought mine down below 80.
Yeah, I'm going for below 80.
Yeah. I mean, my recipe says below 100, but I figured below 80 is good, since 80 is the magic number for yeast.
All right.
And after all that, I'm sitting at 66 degrees, which is perfect. Because my little yeasties they like to live from 60 to 72 degrees, which is actually a pretty wide range.
Speaking of yeasties, they need to go in the solution.
The solution? Oh, yeah, they need to get sanitized. But I can only do one thing at a time. All right, hold on.
What do you mean you can only do one thing at a time? That's bogus.
Dude, multitasking leads to multi-errors. Hold still. Hold still. Hold this. Stop it. Stop it. Just let me borrow this stream of water. All right, where's your carboy? Right there with a plug in it.
Because it was already rinsed.
Yep, there you are, sir.
Yeah, normally this would go back in the thing, but
You want to do that?
no, because there's still chunks in it, man.
Oh. You don't want an English special bitter Ambrosia IPA?
No. Super high in iron at that as well.
Well, yeah. It makes it good for you. Trust me, that little bit is that's not going to hurt your beer.
That's
I will stand on that.
finishing up draining. I'm going to put hot water in.
I know what you mean. All right, we are down to 80, at least on that edge.
All right.
around. Oh, where's the bleach? Is it inside?
Yeah, it's inside.
Little bleachy packets, nice and puffy, all doing their thing. All right.
That's not cold. That's the cold water. I'm gonna go
Definitely sub 80 wherever that is.
sub 80. Yeah, it's more like 70 degrees now. Which is fine.
You want me to kill it?
Yeah,
I got it.
kill it.
Yep.
All right, you can go there for now. I guess we'll bring this guy over a little bit. Make him a little closer. You want to back the camera off or whatever?
Yeah, go ahead. Just I'll move the camera. I'll get it set. You just do your thing. And now we do Steve's. Yeah.
Look what's on my table.
Your beer, your thermometer, half an ounce of hops.
Half an ounce of hops.
You weren't supposed to add it, right?
Yes, they were supposed to go in at the
Oh.
0. But I got distracted and forgot to put them in, so it'll be fine though.
This recipe, well, this is like a recipe that will elude you.
And this is why I don't like rushing at the end. They were aroma hops, flavoring hops anyway, so.
Yeah, but still. I'm sorry, man. Here, bring your pot over.
So here's the deal. Half an hour before the boil's done, we're going to stop and start cleaning and start getting everything else ready.
This is a good idea. I am not against this.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. So, because I don't like this. I keep missing things because I'm distracted trying to rush to get something ready. Because the constraints on the time constraints because of the
Well, because everything has to happen all at once. I get it. All right, pot. Yours was a lot more sludgy than mine.
Yeah, well, I had over 7 pounds of malts in mine. We'll just let that drain and do its thing. Rinse. I'm gonna rinse this thing off so I can get it. Actually, I'm gonna rip the bucket out first.
Okay.
So I can get this stuff ready and get it away. Oh.
So, got one last thing for mine.
Okay. Where's my mark? So at this point, I need to top it up to 5 gallons. If I can find my mark. I am not seeing my mark. Oh, there you are.
Find your mark?
I found it. Okay. All right, topped up to 5 gallons. All that remains at this point is putting my yeast in.
Magic. All right. Sanitized and rinsed.
All right.
You are 1332. I am 1020. 56.
All right. Yeast.
Yes.
Boom. It's going to smell funky, but it doesn't matter.
It's going to smell funky?
Yeah, the yeast always stinks.
Kind of like that yeasty smell. Not going to lie. Like,
now, other times I would have taken a gravity reading before I put in the yeast, but at this point, I don't even care. Shaky, shaky, shaky. So I'm not going to know the ABV in this case when it's done, but drink enough of them, I'll know what it feels like.
that is true. I totally forgot about gravity reading.
Now I need my water lock.
Be right back.
Now I'm going to shake the crap out of it, and it'll be
Me too.
Put a little water in the water lock. One exception where you want to get it oxygenated.
Yeah, some of your professional beers will actually hit it with straight oxygen. Interestingly, I find that their beer is not really that much better than ours.
Yeah. Take this little dab of water and create my seal. And voila. Viola.
Viola indeed.
Here, I'm going to put that beer. I think I'm supposed to put the front seat. The other one's where.
Steve's still cleaning up. I don't know. The microphone's good, but I don't know if it's that good.
Maybe not.
All right, have a sit down, and then we're done. I'm gonna shut this down, and then we can clean everything up and just get to work.
All right, here you go.
Oh,
I
thank
didn't read
you.
the comments. I don't know if there's any additional words.
I normally use 100 proof grain alcohol in the airlock. Really?
Wow.
Really?
I guess it really ensures
Oh yeah, it's gonna kill
bacteria is not-
anything
yeah,
that
it's gonna
tries
kill
to get
everything.
through it.
It's actually a pretty good idea.
All right, so here's the deal. We're gonna sign off here. That was a complete brew session, which we've never filmed or videoed a whole one before. With good reason, actually. Now that we think about it, there's a lot of stuff that goes on at the end. Steve forgot his finishing hops, which because we were running around, we didn't get things done. So I kind of feel like that's my fault, and I apologize. But seriously,
It's fine, dude.
Nope.
Next time I'm just gonna come over with my cardboard already sanitized. Honestly,
well, just
I'm gonna come over. It's gonna be capped and already sanitized, so I don't have to worry about it.
that's good. Just accept the apology, because I'm serious. That's
Okay, apology accepted.
Thank you. All right. So that in mind, we might sign off next time. I mean, you've seen if you really want, maybe we'll show a chiller process again or something. But really, I think it's like the brewing is important to us. As far as the video goes, the brewing is not what the video is. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna have to obviously take a step back and think about that. But the thing is, disasters are funny for content, but they're not funny for us because we actually do drink this beer. It'd be one thing if we were making funny fail videos, but we're not. So we're going to try and do that. Next thing for sure, no matter how long we let the camera roll, we are going to do the appropriate steps at the appropriate time. And if y'all just end up looking at a couple of chairs and a burner, then you end up looking at a couple of chairs and a burner. We'll say comments as we walk by the microphone, but you might not see us. Because, yeah, Steve's beer is going to be fine. It's going to taste great. I mean, that's true, but it's
just not going to taste the way I intended it.
He's going to, it's like the target was here and he hit here. And, yeah.
It's not the first time I've missed my pension hops either. So.
Yeah, but this
probably won't be the last.
This one you've got, I mean, that's true, because we're running all over the place, and I didn't know they needed to go in, because it wasn't my recipe, so I didn't pay super close attention. If I had known, man, I'd have thrown them in for you. But
so it's going to have less of a hop character to it, but it's fine.
It's okay. It's an English special bitter, or extra bitter, extra special bitter. It's still bitter. In any case, this has been another episode of the Northwest Brewmeisters. Always interesting. Never perfect. That's the way we are. All right. So, what do you say? Relax.
Don't worry.
Have a home brew.
That's a recurring theme also. Don't worry. Even when there's mistakes like tonight, it's like, don't worry. So.
Absolutely. Don't worry. Have a home brew. All right. Goodbye, y'all.
Have a good night.